don't. I think there's a lot more space in that map. Kings Canyon, it's a little bit iffy for me, but I like to see how the players will adapt to the map and work their way to winning these next 2 games.
Well said. Yeah, for competitive play especially, I think World's Edge, for for a variety of reasons as a map, is in my eyes more fun to play on, more fun to cast. Kings Canyon, however, a lot of fun for online play and also great for competitive play for a variety of reasons. One, to me, Kings Canyon, there's a lot more verticality. You're going to see a lot of players, whether you're setting up on top of a building, an artillery, or in repulsor, or you're setting up on top of a mountain with high ground. A lot more verticality that comes through on Kings Canyon, which we'll see come to fruition here. As it looks like game number 1 is underway. We are kicking off with Kings Canyon and the updated map. Of course, a few changes. The map room, as it looks like only one team will be dropping towards map room. An opportunity for teams in that area to figure out where everyone else on the map is. As I say that, looks like an early kill going to come through. It's going to be the Yeet Squad starting strong with a kill over Sentinels, a player that is no stranger to the grand finals.
It's nice to see Niceway picking up that finish. He's playing Pathfinder, so he can easily get away if he was ever in trouble. And here we go. They're already finding gray armors, purple, blue, and white.
Enemy over there.
Yeah, so not only some kill points to their name, but they're also going to get some great loot as well. So a good start so far, as meanwhile, the former Flying Saucer squad of Saucers, Nile, and Teen currently down a member as it currently stands. They are playing as the Wraith One Tricks this time around, so you like to see the team name from the Wraith One Tricks, but they're going to be fighting against a absolutely loaded in terms of armor and resources Yeet Squad, and a team that's coming off a championship win. We know Niceway won his first tournament last time around. We all saw the player profile of 6, by the way, one of the best player profiles I think I've seen. It's hard not to get emotional, and can you just imagine on Father's Day the story of 6 winning. The first year he lost on Father's Day, he lost his father, and coming out with the first place finish. Big shout out to 6, one of the most intelligent and standout pro players we have in our scene. As it looks like Saucer and Teen are just going to back out and reset here.
I'm curious to see where they're going to revive their teammate, because right now I think anyone would be pushing that revive. So really curious to see where they're going to revive him.
That's a good question, especially if they're center map. That might call just for a third party off the beginning. Meanwhile, on board with North and Co, as they currently are rotating through. North Yo-Yo here with decent loot to their name, 2 blue shields, a white shield. They're just going to be able to loot for free, and they are also in the next ring. They have Pathfinder. Courtesy of that Pathfinder, we're able to see where the second ring is going to be. It looks like it's going to be center map, as we just saw on screen a moment ago. So a very central ring and a very central finish to start things off, which makes you think on the rotation as some of the teams that play maybe map room or the outer edge of the map, like the rig, etc., they'll be forced to fight on their rotation. We'll see if any fights ensue.
Let's explore this way.
Team NRG have themselves in a really good position, and they're playing Gibraltar, so I don't even think that they know that they're in such a good position. But unfortunately, they have 2 whites and an Evo. Evo's pretty good, though. Hopefully they can rack up some damage and get that to red.
Meanwhile, we all know my man Rain Day loves himself a charge rifle. We're going to see some charge rifle gameplay from cross map as Gentrifying trying to get some shots. I believe that is of Aimassist. And by the way, Aimassist won the NA Finals lobby. 59 points over Team Liquid, over NRG, some great names. As they got second and third place. So we'll see what Aimassist can do, some of our controller players representing. Meanwhile, Petty Boss, Smile, and only one mini team that's played consistently as Team Smile in our online tournament. Currently in some danger as Petty Boss is down.
NRG is applying a lot of pressure to Team Smile. I wonder if they'll be able to get out of this. They just got the revive off. They're looking forward to healing. I think they got the building secured. They'll be able to reset.
Yeah, great reset by Team Smile as they're able to survive and fight another day. Good pressure from NRG. It looked like it was an Arc Star kind of cross map, Kobe type of Arc Star that got the kill, that got the down for them, but they're not able to follow up with the kill. I think it's a smart decision on NRG not to push that, not to try and finish that kill, because next thing you know, you're going to have 2 or 3 third parties right at your feet. So I think a wise decision for NRG. Whether they know it or not, they are very well positioned here. Maybe they're witnessing some Pathfinders rotating early, and we joke about it often, but follow the Pathfinder is kind of the rule of thumb. If you want to know where the second ring is going to be, as chances are those Pathfinders hit a beacon and note something that you don't know. So NRG maybe got that intel early on.
Team Silverfox are getting pressured. They're not looking to fight, they're looking to run away, try and heal up, and find a spot. I think perhaps take this area around the tree, portal out, try and get to some kind of safety.
Yeah, in a rough position as they're trying to rotate and claim a real estate in center circle if they can. However, a lot of that real estate is already claimed by Watson, as we see a lot of teams set up early. NRG, even without their Watson, already set up. Meanwhile, we're going to jump on as Silverfox is able to find some real estate of their own, and they're going to be able to post up towards center map. And inside the second ring as well, they also don't have that intel representing a Gibraltar comp with Zach Mazer playing Gibraltar. Meanwhile, back on board with Aimassist. Looks like they're going to find a team of their own. Aimassist is going to take like both quarters I'd like to see is there a team called Aimassist, that's for sure. And trying to take out one Brazucas team coming from Brazil. That's going to be 3 kills picked up with quite ease from Team Aimassist. A very strong 3-player white, that 3 kill points to their name, and they have themselves a in-ring setup. Well done from Aimassist.
Yeah, very well done. I really like the Prowler right now, especially on Burst Fire. It does so much damage.
Yep, so we've known that Prowler has been in meta and strong for quite some time now, a few months, I believe since around Season 4 is kind of when it entered the competitive meta with a bit of a buff that it received. Meanwhile, on board now, a couple shots put in with the wingman cross range. High ground, this is the verticality we kind of referenced earlier of Kings Canyon, that you don't have as much of in World's Edge. As you know, if you have high ground is crucial. We saw it as Nasky, Strafe, and Dell were able to win game number 1 with high ground to close things out. Just high ground cannot be understated. Meanwhile, some good shots put in. Got to be careful though, because the third party is certainly going to ensue, and that's why I think you're going to see Phonyhead and Co. back out, opt not to chase this fight, not to chase for kills, and instead just survive.
Yeah, they were putting in a lot of damage. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to get any knock.
Yeah, great damage indeed across map.
They're still putting a lot of pressure on this team. This team has to get into the next zone somehow, but it is still first zone, so they'll be able to make it around another way.
That's exactly right. I think sometimes you don't want to force a square peg in a round hole and forcing a rotation that's just not there. You have so many other options, especially in Kings Canyon. There's less choke points, more of an open map, and more opportunity to rotate early on. As finally, we're going to jump on board with one of the fan favorites. It is Complexity, one of the most aggressive and fast-paced teams. Here comes the Bloodhound scan. They're going to spot all 3 of their opponents. However, a Watson fence is going to slow them down quite a bit. So for the first time in a long time, Complexity is going to back out, reset, and choose not to push. One key storyline coming into this tournament, which I can hardly believe when I heard it. Blue is actually playing on controller. He made the swap from keyboard and mouse to controller for this tournament, and only a couple days on controller, I believe. He, of course, played a lot of controller when he was younger on various titles, but I'm interested to see how this fares for him playing on controller for the first time, offering some diversity to this Complexity squad. 2 keyboard and mouse players, 1 controller player, and he'll enjoy himself some R99, slight aim assist.
Yeah, he's been practicing a lot the last week, and I think a lot of people are excited to see what they can do with that. But unfortunately, they could not push there. They were just in a tight spot, a little choke, and they'll look for another fight to come.
Back on board with the expensive agents. 303 Phonyhead, formerly of 303 Esports, put some shots long range. Again, we talked about high ground and the good positioning that they have. Now we're going to see where the next range location is. They're not going to do it. They're going to have to rotate. Meanwhile, Silverfox, in the same real estate we mentioned earlier, is going to take out E-Boy Ronnie of Anime Girls You Woo. Great kill comes through, and again, the comedy in Apex Legends names also coming through.
Yeah, I think they're looking for his teammates now, wondering where they are. I don't think he knew that this team was in the building. And that's a nice thing about not running a Watson and not showing presence, is that you can get an easy kill if someone's trying to rotate into your building.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, a lot of the times you want Watson because you want to look big, you want to show presence, you don't want people to rotate. However, if you, on the flip side, if you're a Gibraltar not showing presence, you can easily get a surprise pick or a surprise opportunity for a team. Maybe catch with their pants down, not necessarily recognizing that you're set up in position. So great call out there. Meanwhile, back on board with the expensive agents, as it looks like 303 Phonyhead did get taken out already. All eyes on Huge Gorilla as well as Shiny, to see if they can make something happen in this one. They're going to be down a player. Looks like they haven't got the banner recovered just yet either.
I hear a crypto drone coming up, but they're able to pretty much kill both players before the drone even pops. There's a good wipe from LTP.
Yeah, and there you have it. LTP, who placed, I believe, top 5, top 6 in our last tournament. They are one of our teams that auto-qualified this time around. They're going to pick up a nice 2-kill flank. Great flank coming through. And for the very first time in competitive Apex, we have Crypto being played in competitive meta. That is by LTP. So we can expect to hear a lot more of the Crypto drone flying around, especially with some of the recent changes and recent buffs to Crypto. A lot more viable. And again, offers a different playstyle for these teams. You could play more of a recon playstyle. So now we have an aggressive playstyle comp or meta with Bloodhound. We have more of a recon-based playstyle with Crypto. And then, of course, we have our early rotation playstyle with Pathfinder that we're used to seeing in competitive Apex. Meanwhile, silverfox, I believe this is the same exact house that they were located in moments ago. Same exact thing's going to happen. They're going to catch MSG off guard, as Millions Gaming, coming from the South America region, currently in a rough spot. They're going to lose one. That's the Pathfinder who's going to get taken out. I think it was by the hands of the silverfox. Yes, it was. Another kill picked up thanks to the positioning from silverfox.
That's 2 kill points racked up for Team silverfox. The wraith looks like he's going to rat it out, try and grab those banners later on.
Exactly right. So no Watson, but guess what? You have a caustic, and you have some gas to be able to set up and still maintain control, maintain setups. You don't necessarily, it goes to show, you don't necessarily need that Watson to stay big, to stay a little bit intimidating in position. Because now we have seen a caustic meta as well. We haven't talked about that yet. But, you know, four or five different team comps that we've seen so far in this one. So perhaps some of the changes that came through from some of the devs actually showing a little bit more variety. I know as a caster, I know as viewers, it's good to see a little bit more variety and some different play styles, some different team comps in competitive Apex.
Yeah, Caustic's really, really good for defending buildings, and like we said earlier, the fact that they're not playing Watson, they're not showing presence, they were able to catch 2 teams off guard this game.
Meanwhile, big fight's going to go down. It looks like it's going to be a clean sweep again for Team silverfox. They are not done yet, as they are just flying at people right now, picking up kills, showing, hey, we don't need a Bloodhound to play aggressive. We can do it with a Caustic as well. Of course, you still have Wraith on your team, so there's always the opportunity to rotate early, to get into position early, and of course to back out of positioning earlier, despite some of the recent changes in Wraith's kit. Of course, it's harder for that to get out of jail free card. You got to be a little bit smarter with how you position yourself.
Team Aimassist on screen right now. They have the charge rifle. They've gotten the red Evo shield. Now I believe they're going to try and look for a kill so they can swap out that charge rifle into a better gun, because they don't need it for poking damage anymore. They're going to need better guns going into the late game so they can get into those 3v3s.
16 squads remain in this one. On board now with Sentinels also running a Caustic on their team comp. Sentinels, a team that's known to play pretty aggressive as well. Aimassist in a good position, though, getting some good shots off. High ground stays true. More tags on blue shields. They recognize, hey, they only have blue shields. You might have an opportunity here to take advantage. They're going to try and do exactly that. Designful gets himself in a bad spot, trying to rotate, barely going to survive by the hair on his chinny chin. 1 HP for him. Meanwhile, his team's going to pick up slack, getting some good shots in cross path, and it is going to be Aimassist who does it. 3 kills picked up on a Sentinels roster that we all know is so incredibly dominant as well. So this Aimassist squad with momentum on their side, a strong start to the day in the North America Finals, is going to continue where they left off here at 6 kills for Aimassist.
They did play that perfectly. They had the Pathfinder playing aggressive. He did as much damage as he could. He got away with 1 HP, and then his teammates cleaned up the fight. Got to switch their guns, took out the charge rifle for an R9. They played it perfectly.
Well said and well played for Team Aimassist. Meanwhile, jumping on board with ishiny Muffins Protectful, which is different than Shiny Muffins BCJ, the team name that we're used to staying. No longer playing with BCJ, slight roster change. They're now playing with Protectful. Might be because, you know, BCJ was playing multiple genres, multiple games. Maybe they weren't getting the practice in that they wanted to get. And of course, picking up Protectful as a full-time third might have been the wiser decision. We will see if that pays off here. They're now in a bad spot. Protectful, last number alive. Your time to shine, bud. He's going to connect for 1, but finally does get taken out. Just like that, Protectful, Shiny, and Muffins eliminated. The McCarthy brothers of Shiny and Muffins taken out early on in this one. Meanwhile, Complexity is in a world of hurt right now. Here come the third parties. We know they just got out of a fight recently. Team Liquid is going to be their enemy, as it looks like Complexity bar something insane from Reptar, some way, somehow alive, trying to hide. He's going to get taken out. Team Liquid with the team wipe over Complexity. Unfortunate for COL, as they had just finished the fight against Shiny Muffins.
Team Liquid took advantage of that third party, cleaned up a really good team. They did a great job there.
Currently watching Saucer and Co, aka the Wraith One Tricks, still in a solid position here. And high ground, again, we talked about the importance of high ground. They're currently not in ring, they're not in circle, so they're going to have to hit a rotation. They also don't have a Pathfinder to leverage some type of high ground zip line, so they're going to have to rotate the good old-fashioned way. Luckily, they do have a Gibraltar to lay down some artificial cover for them when they are maybe pushing through the river or through some areas that are not open or available. Meanwhile, taking a quick look, it looks like Sola Fide still alive in this one. TSM alive as well, so some of our top teams that we're used to seeing still surviving.
Yeah, some spots to get right now would be inside of bunker, the big building outside of bunker. You could even hide right outside those bunker doors on the little high ground. And I believe a couple houses. Oh, and on top of the hill would be a really good spot right now. Have that high ground advantage.
They have to call where to rotate. Meanwhile, team getting some great wingman shots, not missing a shot on his opponents in front of him, and they recognize, hey, if they're weak, they're damaged, let's take advantage of this fight while we can. We also have some grenades. However, they gotta be careful because some third parties are gonna come through. It looks like Saucer, the last member alive, he is in a world of hurt right now, getting tagged up, and that's gonna be it officially for the Wraith One Tricks. They were able to get Zenile back up and revived, but it's not going to matter as they get eliminated now. NRG, Nathan and Frex's last two alive of this NRG squad. NRG, a former champion in online tournament number 5 or 6, I believe, looking to return into a top 3 finish and then a top 3 spot. It's going to be tough to do so, and only 2 people left. Now, still with TSM, Reps is going to get taken out as well. So we've had some of our top teams, some of our heavy hitters eliminated already. Complexity, TSM out of this one. Aimassist, who's been performing incredibly well, still alive in this scenario. They're going to get a revive off as well. They're going to pick up some kills over Godsent. It's Kupski, who gets taken out already. Speaking of top teams, Rogue in a very good position here. Perfectly plays zipline, and just like that, Rogue now in a solid spot with 10 squads remaining.
Rogue is going to take a look into the cracks of this building and try and pick up all the kills on the inside. They have a really good spot, really good angles to pick up through, and no one will be in their back to shoot at them.
Exactly right. That's very, very well positioned here from Rogue. And they want to fight inside this house. Question. Looks like they're going to body block right now. They're just trying to survive. They recognize, hey, there's an ult from Gibraltar somewhere. We just got to survive this as long as we can. Meanwhile, Sola Fide in a world of hurt in a tough position, still alive in this one as well. Sola Fide, a squad that has earned the respect of many. We saw the tweet come through of the family that is watching and supporting Sola Fide right now. You love to see it as they're getting some great shots in. It's Pride cross map. Going to wraith his way and phase his way out. Back to protection. Perfectly played from Sola Fide. Rogue going to get eliminated from this one. Sola Fide still alive and in a perfect spot to potentially win this one.
Yeah, they're still inside the zone, in the next zone, in that building. They definitely have a really good spot to win the game, actually. If they could defend that building right, they potentially can win this game.
Exactly right. Meanwhile, it was Aimassist, I believe, that took out Rogue. Wow. Aimassist with just complete aggression, complete domination, in a great showing from the Aimassist squad. Another team that is very well positioned to win this, based on their positioning, is Sola Fide. I want to listen at how they're going to play this one out exactly. Let's go ahead and jump into a listen with Sola Fide.
I'm watching top team. I'm watching top team.
We really, our only focus is we just need a hard focus top team.
Yep. They're going to be coming down now. Get ready. Crypto's coming.
Crypto drone.
I'm gonna place bubble right here.
Crypto's on the right. Or the drone's on the right. Can we shoot the drone? I'm looking for it.
Bubbles downstairs. Bubbles downstairs.
I'm batting. In!
Yeah. Wraith flash on gold. Right to your right, Claire.
Oh my. My Crypto.
Crypto down.
Bro, how do we lose that?
Back. You don't bubble right there.
Wow, an unfortunate elimination for Sola Fide. You heard the frustration in their voice. How did we lose that? They were so well positioned, and it was LTP that just decided to play with aggression, push the fight, and they came out on top. Kind of caught Sola Fide unexpected, as one member of Sola Fide was still, I think it was Pride, was using the bat to try and survive, trying to get his health back. Instead, it is our Crypto Squad in position here. And guess what? With the small ring, you have the ability to use that Crypto drone EMP to do some absolute work here. I'm interested to see how LTP plays this one out, as now it is their game to lose in my eyes in their positioning. However, one team that might stop that is Aimassist.
Yeah, unfortunately for Sola Fide, that they had an EVA 8 against a Mastiff, and it's really hard to play those bubbles with an EVA 8 when you're playing against a Mastiff and also having 50 armor, 50 health, damage down.
It's a great call out. Of course, it's easier kind of get in a rhythm of that bubble fight with the Mastiff shot 1 by 1 versus the A of 8. Obviously, it's not hit for as hard when you're able to strafe inside and outside of the bubbles. Great call out. That's why we're glad to have you on, girl. Good to have your insights as a competitive player. Currently on board now with Aimassist, a team that's been on fire. 4 kills right now in the hands of Designful. He's not done yet. See how they play this one. Currently in an interesting and rough spot. Meanwhile, Smile, one of our other 3 squads remaining. So in the end, it is LTP, Smile, and Aimassist, our last 3 teams, as all 3 members of each team, I believe, are alive. It is a 3v3 fight to see how this one's going to finish. Here comes the push. It is LTP. Here comes the EMP from the drone. It's going to put in work, making it difficult for everyone else alive. However, Lion's going to go down. Pettyboss going to go down as well. It is an absolute bloodbath, and guess what? It is gentrifying Designful and Resulta in the perfect position to third party. The perfect position to close this one out. And with the scout, they're going to do exactly that. A strong finish from Aimassist. And what a game, number 1. Much like Nasky Strafe Fidel on the European side of things, after winning the EU finals, they win the tournament. Well, after winning the NA finals, it is Aimassist that does incredibly well.
LTP fielding a Crypto here, which, as John mentioned, first in competitive Apex. So that's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, LTP, the initials for Lion, Panda, and Tech, so that's no longer going to call them the former Noble Squad. We'll get the names right this time, boys. LTP, I got you guys. 11 kills, you're right. A lot of teams getting suffocated, though. Silverfox, they had a really strong early game, but ended up falling short. They couldn't really push past those buildings. As we take a look at the overall points, again, a big discrepancy in that top area because of the fact that Aimassist with 29 overall from their first game. Phenomenal start for them.
Absolutely phenomenal. We'll see if they can keep that same strat going all the way through this entire day. Again, this is just game 1. I love that they came out swinging. I love the chaos from these different comps, and I love to see that drone just kind of finding its way around the map, which is fantastic. So I will say at this point that, and I sound like a broken record, but it seems like anybody's game. And with these different comps, who's to know?
You expect TSM, you expect Yeet Squad to be in these top parts of the lobby. But so far, it's been Sola Fide and Complexity that have caught my eye. 2 teams that are so close and have been so close to actually qualifying already for the big tournament. And I think at this point in time, finding themselves around 8th and 9th, I want to see big games from them and really put themselves in a position to be competitive for that top 3. Another big story is will Aimassist, after 6,000 plus damage with almost 2,000 damage per player in that first game and 17 kills. Can they keep it up, Mark? That's the real question.
Yeah, that is the real question. Can you do it game after game after game? Because we all know one big game doesn't win you a tournament. However, it does go a long way to help you potentially secure a first place finish. So for Aimassist, they're going to be looking to do exactly that here. Add a little bit of consistency to that major game that they had in our first game here on Kings Canyon. But you can see the teams all spread out now on that drop and just chilling here. But we are actually going to see a little bit of an early battle going down here. And it's Rouge who are involved with it. And then he'll be taking down North Gobble here. Snipe down with the scout in hand. Manages to finish that fight pretty quickly. And that's going to be the first KP on the board for him.
And that is important because it is going to throw Rogue off just a little bit, force them to regroup, force them to take a little bit of a different path as far as just delay, knowing that Snipe Down could need a bit of a rotation. But they do find a kill, and that kill is on GYK Gobble. And that actually is a team that did extremely well last game. 7 points, but they found themselves in the top 5. And so this is somebody who doesn't want to start game 2 with the fight going the wrong side of basically the death box against Rogue. And now it seems like finding Yeet Squad over here. Nice wig, and Six and Bowser, these guys, we mentioned Bowser, the dungeon boss. They definitely, really, I think, made such a great entrance into these SC1s and now SC2 with their win last tournament. It's just so much promise for this team that seems to be keeping on getting better and better.
Yeah, just nothing but plus vibes in this squad as well. If we get the chance to listen to some of their communication, it's always positivity. It's always positive reinforcement on each other's decision making and complimenting on those shots that they hit as well. So definitely a squad to listen to if you want to learn how to communicate with your teammates here in Apex Legends. But we are going to see that second circle popping up thanks to that Pathfinder beacon, and you can see it over the rig there, and it looks like it's going to be pulling hard towards the northeast of Kings Canyon. So for Aimassist here, the team who won our first game, they're going to have a pretty comfortable rotation across the east side of this map.
And this is one of the interesting things when we talk about rotating on maps, and I look at how these maps lend themselves to creating battles. Near Repulsor, near this map room, which is one of the most contested areas on Kings Canyon to land because it provides such good information, you're also looking at a place around the map that's relatively high ground. And so the idea of high ground being something valuable for players to utilize, it's something to keep track of, because noticing the paths of rotation from a place like Repulsor versus a place like Gauntlet, there's a lot of uphill climbing and choke points that you have to get through to rotate to something like this. Repulsor's going to have a relatively safe, relatively from high to low ground push there. So I do expect Aimassist to continue really not having too much trouble, especially till the late rounds and things get a little bit more congested.
And we're going to see expensive agents picking up a couple of knocks here and picking up a couple of KP along the way. And now we're going to have a bird's eye view of a Pathfinder punching someone in the face. And that's going to be North YOLO, unfortunately, going to be on the receiving end of that one, as Rogan going to pick up some more KP. And I think they're just finishing off the battle that they started a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, and Stompsy's still alive, so they still have one that's kind of ran around or made their escape. They sacrificed 2 to keep the last man alive, and we've seen that tactic before in many different genre, many different era, many different competition. But it seems to be working out so far, at least for GYK, to stay in and maybe fight for placement points. And actually looking at this map here, you might be able to see one of them. Now, Big Mike starting out with the EVA 8. He's trying to hit a couple of shots. He's got the purple bolt. Things look good from here.
Expensive agents then, a little bit caught off guard there by this team hold up in the building. And sometimes when you don't have those Watson fences up, it means that you don't know who's inside. But when you're hitting beautiful shots like that with the EVA 8, it doesn't really matter. They managed to clean this team out, and they will get all the revives, all the loot. They'll get themselves back into a position to fight another day. But I mean, that looked a little bit scary for a moment there for them, a little bit hairy, but they came out of it on the right side of that battle.
Mark, I think the idea is that I didn't understand why they were expensive agents, but now seeing how clinical that was, how when he went up, down, and around, and then, of course, the mess that he made, it seems like the expensive part is the cleanup, as they definitely finished that squad off. They're going to leave those boxes for someone else to pick up and deal with as well after they've looted and made their way towards the rest of the scene. NRG, though, losing Rocker, had this high ground really locked down here with Fresh, and this is one of the most interesting spots. That if it does start to veer towards this way, my goodness, I mean, this high ground can be one of the most impactful places in the game.
You're Liquid. Casper desperately trying to stay alive here. He's wiggling, he's worming his way through underneath. NRG are holding down at the moment. He's just about going to be able to get away, so Team Liquid do manage to stay up to a full complement of 3 players, but 19 squads still remaining here, as we still have around 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on this first ring, but so many teams already made that rotation, and I'm just looking at the kill feed, and it looks like Complexity are hunting down.
And Complexity, a team that we so much wanted to see show up a little bit today, and that's Yeet Squad that actually has got the bad end of a Mastiff. It's Bowser who seems to have been knocked down there, but not quite out. It's still 19 squads remaining, and Nathan, as well as Frex, doing the best that they can to hold this high ground, as it is going to be more and more contested. But there's really not a lot of vantage points to where you can poke them from. Only along that kind of southwestern ridge that you're seeing them face just momentarily there before turning back around. But if they play this area right here, they're just safe. They can reach in any shield. The only way to get up there is a Pathfinder zip or a balloon. That is very well in sight. So I think that they should be in a good spot here, heading towards the other part of the game as we transition now towards a little bit of Rogue as they take Snipe down, and they go in with the Mastiffs as well and say, let's finish off this team. GYK finally down as Stomps is the last one remaining, and he will.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of this team, unfortunately, and Rogue will pick up some more KP and looking at Snipe down right now. 4 kills to his name. Dropped had 1 to his name as well, so big start here from Team Rogue. Another team that obviously are loving to slay out heavy here. They had to make that big rotation across from Gauntlet. Pretty much the entirety of the area of King Canyon is in front of them. The scary thing for all the teams who might unfortunately fall in their way as they do make that rotation is that Rogue are one of the heaviest slay-heavy teams, I should say, that we have in the Apex Legends Global Series, and you can see exactly why with the kills they picked up so far.
Sentinels here as well. Gold Growler on Crust. That's not a bad feeling any time of the day when you're playing Apex Legends. It's going to do a ton of damage with that option for the automatic, as well as, of course, the heavy extended mag. Level 3, but that gold plating is just a little bit of styling on anybody who wants to check any close detail. But Complexity here, finding themselves in a little building towards that outside. You see in front of them, that's where NRG is, up at the top. Complexity trying to make sure they move to the building up, but there is someone there, and this time the Prowler is going to do some work. He brings the Havoc out, and that's going to be Nicewave, who falls down, and that's going to finish off Yeet Squad. And so now 17 squads remaining, and you can see Lou picks up his 3rd, and so far so good for Complexity.
Well, no better team to jump into for a listening than Complexity after that big win in that fight. Let's see how the comms are with the Cole boys.
Yeah, no, then
Like,
don't try to do anything by yourself. That should be like the rule.
Nah,
Yeah,
I could have died there, but
I'm the only one that needs to open.
okay, yeah, you're right. I gotta get used to that. It's just it's just hard. I'm putting way more energy into playing. It doesn't end here,
It's a
bro.
white armor fucking Watson up there. I just
Yes,
do you have an ult? Do you have ult? Lou?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I'm gonna try to push
have
them.
no-
Force bubble?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Literally just farm them.
117 on one.
Just don't die.
Blue. I mean, they're giving me free red at worst.
Yeah.
I can only see like their head speaking is the issue.
I'm gonna go on balloon and land up there, maybe?
I wouldn't do anything to your wrist. Oh, up there. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's sorry. I thought you were talking about on their head.
Yeah, I couldn't land on it.
I think it's like see, like you can't do it.
Do you think this choke is better to go to right now, Lou, or do you think we have that for
We're
free
free.
later?
We have that for free, 100%.
Okay.
All right, man, don't try it again.
I have Gen in 4%, but I have 0 ult excels. So.
I don't think there's any way we kill him.
Here, come on, I'm
What
gonna
about, is this team still up here, bro? Or did they move? It looks like they moved.
No, they were up there. That's who shot me. Come on.
Okay, yeah, I see him.
Oh, that team up there.
No, the team on the...
Right, sorry, wrong mark.
We
But
can
they're
always,
up there.
Yeah. We can always...
We're this zone we can play edge. And I'm just gonna have to call them, and we have to figure it out based on the zone and the edge of the zone. But we can play edge here. This is one of those zones where there's not a ton of buildings, so we can play something.
This is some
100%.
cash money type shit right here.
This is a good game. We're off to a really good start.
Dude, honestly, give me a kissy. I love you so much.
I love you too. I love you guys.
Oh.
I wouldn't want any other team. Except 2 snipe downs and myself.
And honestly, I think I can say the same thing. If I could have 2 snipe downs in one team,
Honestly,
it'd be the
I
coach.
would
I'm
just
gonna
have
be a billionaire if I had 2 snipe downs, bro.
If I could just have a
downs.
team, if my team could just be 3 snipe downs, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and you just coach it. Yep.
You just like all 3 of them on
That's
Watson,
literally what I
fucking
just-
pushing
that's what I
Jenny
just
stuff.
Just imagine a triple Watson just running at you, bro.
Bruh,
Yeah.
I just want fucking a double snipe down Monsoon team, and I just want to be the coach. That's my life goal.
Yeah, dude, imagine.
Well, we have a free zip up to the top, depending on where they're...
We never know what's going to come out of Monsoon's mouth, Evan, but that's a new one for me. Give me a little kissy. Give me a little kissy, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm
It's
asking for.
inspired me. I think that's what I was just thinking there. Plus the 2 snipe down comment had me cracking up. Oh my goodness gracious. Complexity having a good time. alongside that mark. But you know, hey, don't get any ideas, man. We're still on broadcast. All right?
Keeping this professional. We're keeping this
Not that
professional.
much.
If you don't love Monsoon, then you have to love Monsoon, and that is exactly why he's got, you know, the character. He's got the personality to go along with the skill as well. And interesting for Complexity, I just wanted to ask you a little bit of a change in comp already from them. The Bloodhound has been put away, and they've got the Watson in their lineup.
I think that's a smarter move, and I think, you know, when you look at Kings Canyon, it doesn't lend itself not only to the aggression of being able to space it out, but it also, you don't have any stopping power with the Bloodhound, and you're giving a lot up from the Watson, who, if you bubble, if you gen, you can really almost create your own little building for a second and force teams to rethink whether they want to push you, and that is a better decision for this map. It doesn't mean that this is what we're going to see in World's Edge, but I think for them and their playstyle and what they try to do, Kings Canyon just doesn't lend itself to that level of creativity of composition because of just the size. It's significantly smaller, but I love the adaptation because to me that's competitive. That is what this is about. Teams making the best decisions for the moment, getting out of sticky situations to set themselves up for success. That's what I love to see from Complexity.
Crypto drone being brought into play here, but we're also seeing another battle go down, and no surprise once again to see Rouge just mopping the team that they get in front of, and that's going to be Brazucas, I believe, that they've managed to take down. Complexity also in a fight in the kill feed, but Rogue at the moment, KP for days for the Rogue boys. They just seem to be picking up kill after kill after kill.
Only 3 points in game 1, though they've got something to prove here, and it seems like they're already proving it. That is for sure. Sentinels sitting up on this high ridge. They'll have a little bit to rotate too, but so far they are safe. With a minute and 21 seconds still in round 3 before the zone starts to move. And you can see here, just silverfox just hanging out, chilling. But on the outside, might be someone hanging out as well.
Listen to that sound as well, you can hear Crypto. Oh, they wanted to use that. They wanted to use that drone, but I think it just got shot out of the air at the last second. So unfortunately for LTP and for TEQ Tech, that is not going to be the effective push that they would have wanted. Now it looks like it might be a straight up 3v3 gunfight to move towards this zone.
I'm sure that they know they are really close to this team in this building, but I'm not sure if that's who they're focusing on. You can see the Crypto trying to set up, but there it is. There's the fight, and who's going to make the first move? We can see it. Kander's trying to fall back with the gold shield, and he's just going to go into his jutsu and get out of there in time, and it seems like Into the Void might have just saved him for a moment, but Zach, he will fall on set, and this is looking like a bloodbath.
Yeah, they absolutely mobbed their Q to get out of that particular sticky position that he found himself in, but his teammates just came around the corner and hit some huge shots to win that fight. So big moment in the game as their opponents there, Silver Foxes, are going to be taken down. But over to Rogue again, and these guys have got to be feeling the adrenaline now, and you can see that from the way that they're trying to play here, getting aggressive once again on this team that's holed up inside this building.
And this is a good building to have right now, but they know they're going to have to rotate as well, and I think we're looking at Complexity versus Rogue in this fight. So Complexity have a lot, but they've got everything fenced up, and Sweetness will drop gold shield. And you can imagine that Snipe Down and them are making a call to try to make this a more efficient play, and they're just going to disengage. They know that they can't take that. They know they don't need to take that because they can just hold zone, and then that is limiting where Complexity can rotate to, but they don't have to do too much at this point in time. So it will probably just be another building for now, and then figure out their plan from there. But they seem to have survived that initial engagement, and both teams decided it's better if we just wait, and we find a little later.
And great patience and discipline coming in from Complexity there. I would say like a couple of weeks ago, a couple of tournaments ago even, they might have been even more aggressive on that play to try and get those KPs secured. However, recognizing the situation, recognizing that that ring was closing behind them, and that they wouldn't have to worry about Rogue re-rotating into that position. So good play there from Complexity, weighing all of the different decisions they had to make on that push. And in my opinion, making the right one, making the correct one, and living to move in towards this next circle.
It seems like both teams actually might have made the best decision there because just after that, we did see Rogue, I believe, lose one to Sentinels. And this became contested due to the fact that they were not able to push Complexity out of that building and then take their path, and that is it. It looks like Rogue will go down. And so it seems like Complexity, not only the patience to hold that and also to not chase, but now it looks like it's paid dividends as one of their primary opponents here in this lobby has just gone down to another one.
Yeah, and this is going to be Team Smile, who are taking down TSM as well, I believe. Albrelli will be the last player to fall. So 13 squads remaining in that last few minutes of action, the last few seconds of action, I should say. We've lost some of our biggest hitters here as we see a big hit here from the Kraber. That's going to be Resulta with it in his hands, and that's going to be a knock, and that's going to be Monsoon who goes down as well.
Oh my goodness, the Kraber action going on as well. And I just want to say, Mark, there it is. There's the 12 in his TSM Imperial Howl. I said I didn't see his name, but it seems like he fell to fall damage. So clearly didn't want to go out on their terms. He wanted to do it his own way, and he definitely did. The road less traveled by, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, TSM is out, like you had mentioned. So that is what it is. And Pander's now with the Prowler doing so much work. I feel like we've seen this weapon coming to light a lot more in this lobby, and maybe this is a sign of things to come here. A little bit of Prowler, I think, you know, viability, as it's always been viable, but maybe more prioritization, Mark, is the better way to say it.
Ultimate accelerant here.
I'm seeing it used more and more and more. I think people are starting to realize the power of not just the fully auto Prowler, but also the burst fire that it can provide at short to medium range, and it really is a devastating weapon in the right hands. But LTP, I mean, how good have these guys been as well? Third place in that first game here on Kings Canyon and living into the top 10 in our second as well. But Sentinels, another powerhouse lineup that we have here in the Americas region, picking up kills along the way. You can see one here in the hands of Senox, and they're just working on the edge of circle here, and I think they recognize this might be a duo below them, trying to do as much damage as they can to hold that team out, as they're going to be forced to push here onto Sentinels.
And they, again, another team using the Prowler and showing off what it's like to be golden, because that golden Prowler is doing the damage, but no, they go overcommit, wow. And that ends up dropping them in the zone, and Smile was able to pick up all of the leftovers from that huge Thanksgiving meal that they set up on the table. So that is unfortunate, but Sentinels now out and only 7 squads remaining.
Team Smile, one of those squads who are in that top 7, however, now we're going to see Team Liquid coming under fire, as well as Protectful for ishiny Muffins, and Protectful land some big massive shots, but now we're going to see those rings closing. We're going to see third-party opportunities coming in. However, a big win for them means they might be able to get that revive off and live to fight towards this next circle.
Smile, top 3 already in that first lobby, looking to potentially get another top 3 and possibly a win. You see Godsent as well holding it down, as well as Millions Gaming, Smile, and there's just so many options for this way to go. But Godsent, a team we haven't fallen enough, I think, in this final circle, setting up on a pretty good spot. But they've got to get up top to Smile, who've beaten them there and over the ledge.
Smile deciding to back down, maybe just trying to hold that team out. However, I think they were kind of helped out incredibly by that Watson Gen being there and being able to eat up those grenades that were thrown down by Smile, because without that, that is easy KP on the board, having that height over that team who were holding that platform. But now we're going to go over to Godsent again. I just wonder if they're going to hold this position just inside this circle. Are they going to get a little bit greedy here? Maybe poke back up over that wall and try and take that battle themselves. But it's just a few moments to calm here, Evan, before we're going to see that circle move once again. It's starting to move in, and this is where we're going to see the engagements kick off once more.
Godsent and Smile, both looking for their opportunity to qualify towards that final tournament in September. But not only that, just the next one around. Sentinels, they had found themselves qualified for this, but they went out just a little earlier. And so now we're going to follow along. Only one mini. He has the opportunity here, obviously with the zip line to get some immediate relocation, but the slow ground seems to be working for them, and the R99 sprays are hitting just well enough. So they don't have to do much here. Still the ring closing in and round 6 approaching. But this has gotten very tense. A lot of teams in one area, and honestly, I like the low ground here quite a bit, Godsent.
I agree with you, low ground. Let the other teams fight it out as they move in. You can kind of watch the action unfold and then pick off those kills as those teams do engage. But a minute or so now, until we're going to see these teams forced to move. A big thermite here is going to burn away at the red Evo shield behind that loot pill just in front of them. And you can see the pings coming in desperately as well, that there's a team just above them that they have to be aware of. So Godsent here have got some big decisions to make in these next few seconds. How do they rotate in? And it looks like at the moment they, as you can see, changing that gold helmet over into the hands of the Pathfinder is going to make that ult come up a little bit quicker, and it looks like they might be trying to make a little zipline play.
And it is NRG as well, Mark, who is hiding over in that corner. You saw Frex getting burned by that thermite, but I believe it was Nathan who is still alive as well. The McCarthys, as well as Protectful. holding down the top of this building. They will have to move just a little bit. The edge will not be in zone. If they try to take it, they'll most likely get shot down. Low ground looking pretty good so far as well. They've got one rat involved in this 5-team skirmish. And there's Godsent over on the other side, who have the farthest to travel potentially, but they also might have the clearest route there.
Slower side of the circle for them. They can take their time. Other teams will be forced to move before them, I believe, if they are not already inside that circle. But Millions Gaming, one of our players in the South American region, are still involved in this fight. However, they need to be super careful here and time this perfectly. Looks like they might try and heal up. Instead, they're going to bide their time, but now they're going to fall into the sights of this Prowler up top from Yubin of Godsent. Landed some beautiful shots onto these players fighting below, and this is like shooting fish in a barrel. We use this expression quite a lot, but if you wanted to know exactly what it means, well, Yubin is showing you exactly what fish in a barrel gets shot like.
And Smile as well, had a smile on their face also, as you see Protectful fall, so that's going to put Smile probably in direct relation to Godsent, as those two look to start fighting. Yubin still on top as well. Mini trying his best with the wingman to find the shot as he falls down, and there's still one more. Yubin might be up there, no, he's down, and this is big time. A big smile on the faces of Smile, Mark, as they take game number 2 here in SC2, and go ahead and
Complexity, our guys on the comms, also coming in with a solid 4 kills in that 7th place.
And you see Sentinels getting 7 kills as well. That's pretty solid for them. Not as many placement points as they would like, but Smile really soaking up a lot of the majority of the points here with a 23-point game overall. Keep in mind, we had a large game from Aimassist to start this one. They leached all of the points in that first game in this finals lobby. This one much more spread out, Kate, as you can see. A lot more teams now going to be really catching up to these other teams that failed to get as far as they would like. And there is your overall points. Smile taking over the #1 spot right now.
And I think it's interesting what you're talking about in terms of point spread, but if you're looking at the overall points, boy, is that close. 2 points separate Smile versus Aimassist, and of course we are only in game 2 here right now, but that's still something that we didn't see in former Super Regionals. The former one happening just a couple of weeks ago. We had a lot of people coming in, those teams coming in early and really smacking them down hard and staying up top at that leaderboard. We've just got 2 points between the top 2, and of course a solid 10 points between number 3 and number 1 with LTP.
I really think the last thing you expect to see here, Kate, is TSM sitting at 17th with only 2 points. I mean, 2 points is something that they get in a matter of 5 seconds a majority of the time, so that's extremely surprising. I'm expecting them to pick it up here going into Kings Canyon, or going into World's Edge and off of Kings Canyon. Maybe they go and switch up the team composition. They're going to have to rack up a lot of points, so I'm not sure exactly what the strategy is going to be here. Are they going to land Fragment with the Pathfinder, with Albarelli? Are they going to go for the Revenant Crypto combo that we've seen them do in the past? But LTP sitting at 3rd is another thing that stands out for me there. The Crypto Squad, 3rd place. Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Team going into play, getting that 3rd place. I hope to see that they be consistent throughout the whole tournament, but I'm also excited to see the other team make new strategies, be more aggressive, be smart, have the fastest rotations ever, and be able to catch up.
Yep, that's a great call out. And the big thing is too, Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5 will all be played on World's Edge. So this is our first time doing this. This is our first time we've actually had to split maps in an online tournament here for Apex Legends Global Series. Perhaps some teams are better Kings Canyon teams, and perhaps some teams are better World's Edge teams. We'll see if that comes true here, and we'll see if the likes of TSM or Rouge or Yeet Squad can turn up here in Games 3, 4, and 5 and really change the narrative of the story, or will we see the consistency stay true for Godsent, for Smile, for Aimassist? I think that's the key question coming into game number 3, and I'm excited to see how this plays out, as we already saw a little bit of action for you anime girls so far.
Unfortunately for TSM, they've lost Albrelelli in the beginning of the game to a punch fight, and now we're looking at Uwu anime girls.
Yeah, taking out another big squad. 2 members at least in Nicewig and Bowser of Yeet Squad, our champions from the last Summer Circuit tournament. So we were asking and wondering how they're going to show up. 6 is now in a world of pain, only about 10 HP left to his name. As it's looking a little scary, looking a little dangerous for 6. The question is, can he survive long enough to potentially get the banners of his teammates and keep his team alive here? If not, you got to think that is close to all she wrote for Yeet Squad's chances of getting first place in this tournament, with them currently being in 18th place, which again is hard to believe.
Yeah, right now, 19th place and 20th place both have 1 or 2 players down, so that's unfortunate for both of the teams. Hopefully 6 will be able to recover the banners. We'll find out later.
Wow. A team that has been playing pretty well so far, and this is Millions coming from South America. They're going to pick up a few kills early on, so good job by Millions, as actually they end up getting stuck in a bit of a fight here with the expensive agents of Ishiny, Bonyhead, and Huge Gorilla. Meanwhile, Godsent opting to land for some nice loot is their decision, as they are in a position to loot up. Looks like the only ones that landed there. 18 squads remain so far in this, as 6 did get caught out. 2 squads already taken out in game number 3. That's a lot faster of a start than we're used to seeing here on World's Edge.
Yeah, it's definitely a faster pace. A lot of teams being aggressive, a lot of teams contesting each other in the beginning of the game. Everyone looking to catch up to that top place, trying to gain points.
It's crazy. Some of the storylines and kind of just note-taking and prepping for this broadcast, some of the storylines I had was, can Yeet Squad repeat success? Rogue and TSM battle for the top. Complexity, will this be the first time they win a championship? All of these teams that I kind of had included in my storylines are not even anywhere to be found from the top 5. Sola, Fide, another team that's in 15th place right now. So it's been crazy to think about some of our most consistent teams and how things have started for them. However, 2 teams that do have a chance to kind of go big are Rogue and Sentinels. Of course, alongside Team of Complexity and NRG. They're all within the top 10. They do have an opportunity to continue to perform. silverfox currently sitting in 6th place. We'll need another big game out of that, but they've been doing really well in the kills category, but not so well in the placements category.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind that it's not even halfway through the tournament, so anything is possible at this point. Anyone can prevail, but unfortunately for Yeet Squad, as you said, they lost 2 players in the beginning. I'm not sure if they lost that last player. It's not looking too good for them, unfortunately.
And they did. I saw at the top right of the screen, 6 did end up getting taken out, so Yeet Squad is out of this game. But you're spot on. I mean, there's 3 games, 3 opportunities to pop off. We all have seen the games where Complexity has gone huge, and now, guess what? They're running the Bloodhound comp again. So after opting back for Gibraltar, I believe, actually they're playing Watson last game, they're going to switch back to Bloodhound. Perhaps it's something that they like on World's Edge versus Kings Canyon. So some different maps, different variety or diversity of gameplay, as now Complexity is going to look to return to their form of nothing but aggression for this Complexity squad. It's going to be led by this man, Reptar, playing with Bloodhound. He's going to be able to get a lot of insights, a lot of intel and recon on enemies.
Yeah, I honestly love to see the Bloodhound in this map in particular. They have so much space to fight. It looks like they're about to scan. It looks like they're about to fight. They're trying to group together. Maybe not fight quite yet until Monsoon gets paired up with them.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they notice that they have a crypto on their team.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they said, I was to say, it's interesting that they didn't fight. That's the second time now we've seen Complexity back out of a fight. Perhaps that's why maybe they heard the crypto drone come out and they're like, yep, not dealing with that EMP. We're going to back out and reset, as they're going up against the only team that is playing with crypto. And it's a team that's doing pretty well. It's LTP, Lion, Panders, and Tech.
Little did Complexity know, though, is that they all had 3 white armors. So they had a good chance in that fight, for sure.
Yeah, it's a good call out. If they would have gotten even just 1 shot off and damage, they could have recognized, hey, only white shields, we should take this fight. But instead, they didn't get that intel, they didn't get that knowledge. And maybe wisely in their eyes, but of course, from our perspective, hindsight 2020, may have been a fight they could have taken. Complexity, though, showing a lot more maturity this time around in this tournament series. Is they're not just pushing everything that they're seeing; they're opting for wise fights instead. They like to see it, but the question is, can they make it to the later rounds in placement and get a top 3 finish in placement? Oh,
here we have Rouge getting a little bit contested
by Complexity, I believe, girls. So here we go, 2 heavy hitters of teams, 2 more aggressive, in-your-face type of teams in Rouge and Complexity are fighting early on. The defensive bombardment's going to go through, and it looks like that just kind of helped things off, helped the team. I believe it's Complexity at bay for the moment. Will they decide to take this fight is the question here, as they're in a bit of a standoff.
Rouge has an amazing spot. It's an amazing high ground that looks all over around drill site. And they're so confident that they're not even going to heal up. They're going to wait till they get that Watson gen back up to heal up.
Kind of a little god spot in their own right is where Rouge is. Meanwhile, Monsoon and Complexity is going to double back towards Skyhook and find a team. I think they originally were going to fight LTP, as they are tagged up right now, need to heal back up, and they're going to be able to do so. Reptar, Blue, playing on controller for the first time. Still in this fight against, I believe it's LTP, the squad running Crypto. They're going to back out and reset yet again. It's a lot of hot and cold here in this one so far, girl. A lot of, should we fight? Yes, no, back out. Making different decisions, which again, I think T-Square was talking about it. This game's all about kind of the hot and cold, knowing when to pick your fights, and if their sonar is going to come through against LTP. Maybe now they have the intel that they're only on white shields, is the question.
Yeah, they're looking for cracks, they're looking for opportunities. They want to fight, they really do. It looks like Panders is trying to portal his team out. They know that they're in a kind of danger, and they want to get out of that house.
Yep, so they will have that portal as a last-minute, last resort type of play, but he's going to realize, wait, Tex has a kill on Lou, as Lou's going to get taken out early. Perhaps controller not as easy as Lou thought it was, as he gets taken out in an early fight. Nades are going to come through, and now Complexity just down to 2 members, and LTP has a 3 versus 2 with numbers as they recognize it, but 2 players on Complexity is almost like 3 players in any other roster with how individually talented they are, as Reptar's going to take out 1. Monsoon tagged up, trying to survive. Nice little 180 from him, some good movement coming through. Reptar's going to secure the escort and make sure he can back out with ease. 1 member knocked. Did they get the revive is the question. Good shot coming through from Reptar as well. Pander's going to get taken out. And just like that, Complexity flips this fight on its head with some great plays coming through from Complexity. They did take a casualty in the form of Lou.
They're so strong, they're so confident. They still managed to push through, make it a 2v2 situation, and recover their teammates' banner. It's pretty awesome. Good for them.
Agreed. Looks like Pander's got taken out. And meanwhile, Lou got taken out. So in the end, it is 2 members alive. Banner picked up for both teams, I believe, as they'll be able to both reset. We'll see if they can get a revive through with a respawn beacon. And keep in mind, mobile respawn beacons are not in competitive play. For those that maybe watched it for the first time or are wondering which components of regular online play are in competitive play. And now Monsoon's going to double back for this fight. They're not done yet. They're not content with just 1 kill. They want these other 2 kills. They recognize, hey, we're quite a bit behind. We need to secure a few kills here if we want to end up on top in this tournament. So they want this fight. They also know that they have the shield advantage, girl, to what you brought up earlier.
Yeah, they do definitely have the shield advantage, and they also have a wraith. So the advantage for them is that they have the wraith portal if they want to portal back into the zone, revive their teammate, and get them out safely. The other team does have a Pathfinder, and Zipline works as well, but just not better than the wraith portal.
That's true. Reptar, but making some noise right now. Look at Monsoon. Sneaky, just flanking up these stairs right now. He's going to bust 2, going to connect with some great damage. Gets him down to flesh, but he also gets taken down to flesh here. So a pretty even fight in retrospect. Monsoon getting flown at now, all up to Reptar. He's going to connect for only 13 damage. Monsoon is down. All eyes on Reptar as he's going to take him out, and just like that, the kill leader and the squad wipe coming through for Complexity. What an interesting fight that was. It went from a 3-on-3 to a 2-on-2. That was about a 5-minute fight between those 2 teams. Something we don't see very often in competitive Apex. Oh, it's not done yet.
Sometimes confidence is the difference between winning and losing. You saw Monsoon go up there knowing that he was against 2 people, but he pushed. He put aggression and put a lot of damage, and they played that perfectly well with Reptar backing him up and finishing the last kill.
Yeah, great support coming through from Reptar. And it looks like there's actually 1 member back still alive. And this fight continues. Not over yet. Another squad's gonna come through with the third party, it looks like. It is Rogue, actually, who is knocking on the door of Complexity saying, hey, can't we get a third party here? No, we cannot. Let's back out, let's reset. Perhaps Rogue doesn't realize that there's not 3 members alive, but only 2 for Complexity. I don't know if they recognize that they had a 3 versus 2. If they did, I think they would have taken that fight. So a good job by Complexity, warding off danger for now. Smart job by Rogue, trying to recognizing, hey, we have a third party potential, maybe not having all the intel they could have needed.
Yeah, that's a great thing to point out. I think if they knew that they were 1 man down, they would have pushed. They're a great, formidable team. But now they might realize that they're reviving, so they might double back, but we'll see here soon.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear the revive coming through. Yeah, you're right, and decide to push this again. It looks like, nope, they are way out of there. See you later. Rogue going to decide for another rotation and to live and fight another day rather than risk a 3 versus 2 fight against 2 players who are out of their minds, honestly, in terms of individual skill in Reptar and in Monsoon. Meanwhile, Complexity will be back up to 3 members alive thanks to the revive and the escort coming through from Monsoon. Smart play to use his ultimate to keep his teammate alive and to stay alive with the revive coming through as well.
Here we have Sola fide, 1 man down. Metro on 1 HP.
You're exactly right, Metro. Can he have time to pop off the bat? Yes, he does. So he stays alive for now. Going up against a Caustic, it's going to be tough. He's going to do it, though. Metro clutching up. We saw the player profile from him. Former football player who played at the University of Maryland is going to do it for his team. What a story of Metro from his trajectory from kind of amateur, aspiring Apex player to pro player without even a question. One of the top players in the game at this point when I'm playing one of the top teams in Sola fide. Metro goes huge.
Yeah, that was a super close fight. I'm amazed that he got the battery off at 1 HP and managed to clutch it. Good on them. Very, very good play by Sola fide.
Yeah, well played by Metro indeed. He got that battery off because 1 HP in a fight would have not been a good situation for him. Meanwhile, Smile are winners from game number 2. They have a champion, or a victory from game 2. They got 2nd place in game number 1. They're currently sitting in a great spot in 1st place over Aimassist with 35 points. Aimassist has 33 points. LTP, the team that got taken out already, has 25. So this is going to open things up for Rogue, for Complexity. If Smile and Aimassist get taken out, boom, that's a wide open door here, especially if they get taken out early and don't get a lot of kills. So LTP is out. They're in 3rd place. We're going to wonder if Smile and Aimassist is still alive. We'll keep an eye out and see if we can see any of their remaining teams. Godsent in 4th place, currently alive, and sitting kind of holding one of the chokes, one of the many chokes on World's Edge.
Here we have anime girls Uwu on the edge of the zone. They're in right where they are, but they're kind of stuck in a corner. So if they get pushed, they'll have to be able to hold it from all angles.
Yeah, I'm glad you took that one, girl, because I can't say anime girls Uwu without, laughing. Can't take it with the team name. So, anytime they're on screen, I'll let you take it. No. Currently in a decent spot. They're actually going to be the very, very edge of the ring. So this is actually, they're content for the next minute and 40 seconds or so, just holding this spot, staying alive, hoping that other teams take each other out in this rotation, but they are going to have to rotate towards the next ring.
Let's go this way.
There is a respawn beacon available, so I doubt anyone's going to be able to get that as it's pretty centralized. So I think what we see is what you get right now is Lou, playing on controller, is back in this one. I think he's playing on it. He said he was playing on controller. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed or not.
He may have switched back. You never know.
I wonder if he did.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be interesting to see as Sola fide in another fight and another Team White going to come through, and also by the hands of Metro, as it looks like Pride is now the new kill leader with 4 kills to his name. So Sola fide needed a huge game as they're in 15th place, and they're delivering on exactly that. I believe 5 or 6 kills for Sola fide at least. Meanwhile, NRG currently sitting in 5th with 14 points. All 4 members alive and with some solid health, solid shields, and of course an almost fully kitted scout as well.
Energy has a solid spot right now with the hill covering them. They have a rock, they have a bridge to play under. They're trying to make a lot of damage, a lot of presence, so that way they can keep this spot because it's in the next ring.
Yeah, well said. Meanwhile, it's up top right of our screen. Reps taking on Denial, so TSM still alive. It's almost like order's being restored here back on World's Edge, and I think that's a key storyline. You know, some teams perhaps just better on Kings Canyon, as a lot of these top teams have been dominating the online tournaments, while all the online tournaments have been on World's Edge. So now that we're back on World's Edge, you're seeing a lot of these teams, TSM, Complexity, Rogue, still alive and still in this. We'll see, of course, how they can finish. As LTP is out, I believe that Aimassist and Smile might still... We just saw Smile, actually, so they're still alive, everybody. Ooh, great wingman shot.
Great headshot by Rocker. He's playing this really well, making sure that that other team knows their place, knows that they can't push them. He uses his ult to apply more pressure as the zone now does close.
As it looks like the team of Wraith 1 trying to get taken out. He is currently down but not out. Saucer is still alive. He's going to drop the ultimate for himself. Trying to protect against any nades that can come into play with the Godsent pylon. Meanwhile, good shots put through, and guess who it is? It's Bloodhound with the sonar detected. I wonder if Complexity plays for this fight here, as there are two teams in the vicinity. Smile going to take out members of Brazucas' team. Saucer in a tough position, somehow still alive. Monsoon, Reptar, and Lou also in a tough position, as Lou is the last member alive of that squad. Oh wait, sorry, Monsoon. That's going to be it. Complexity eliminated from this one.
Target over there.
Now we're looking at Team Smile playing under the house. They have a little bit of cover, but if they get pushed, they're just going to have to take that 3v3. Petty Boss down.
And by the way, look how much landmass is between where this team currently is in the next circle. That is going to be a tough rotation. They need to get these kills very quick, or all teams in that vicinity are going to die. Meanwhile, Snipedown picking up some kills on Smile. So we know Rogue is one of the teams in that area. They got to clean that up quickly, and they got to dip as fast as they possibly can. This is going to be a tough rotation coming through. It looks like Team Saucer going to get back up. But guess what? Another fight means wasted time as well. So Rogue in a 3 versus 2, not sure if they recognize it's 3 versus 2, needs to win this fight quick, but this might smell dangerous for them.
You're in their sights.
And guess what? Someone's holding.
Yeah, it's impossible for them to make the zone. It's impossible for them to make the rotate, so they're going to try their best to try and get as much KP as possible as the zone closes in these next 10 seconds.
Yeah, especially with someone gatekeeping right around the corner there. So Thursday, that is Arc and Wise. Here comes the kills from Rogue. They're going to get at least 2 more KP, and here comes the impossible travel, the impossible push. Can Rogue do it? With barely any time until the circle will be closing in, they got to get through themselves some Watson fences. Snipedown is actually going to drop... Or, sorry, not Snipedown. It's going to be Sweet who's going to drop a portal. That's going to help. And boom, into the circle, into the zone, and into their depths. You were spot on there. An impossible rotation coming through. Rogue's not going to make it. They get eliminated. 7 squads remain in this one.
Godsent, one of our top 5 teams, still alive, making it through, making it to the blue box. They'll be able to live for a little while longer, for sure.
Yeah, I think they can honestly just chill right now as other teams are fighting each other. Guess what? It is Aimassist still alive in this one, so any of that banter I was sharing around World's Edge versus Kings Canyon is proven incorrect, as Aimassist is just on fire. Smile still alive, on fire as well. Sentinels, though, another team, currently in 10th place, alive in this one. 4 squads remain. I believe it's Smile, it's Aimassist, it's Sentinels, and one more team is going to be Peach going down early. Crust has to clutch up. He's going to do that. He's going to take out 1. 3 squads remain in this one.
Aimassist, I think, have the best position right now. They're on the outside. They're not taking any poke. I think they'll be able to pull this one through.
Yeah, this is honestly... this almost reminds me of game number 1 that we casted, Girl, where Aimassist was content letting the other 2 teams fight. They had the better positioning, they had some high ground, and they're able to come out on top. You gotta think the writing is on the wall here. You gotta think that Aimassist is yet another great position to close this one out. 1 Caustic alive, in circle. Godsent not in circle. Grenades are gonna start landing, and Aimassist is in position to win this one. So they are, as long as they stay put here, they'll be in a perfect position here to close this one out.
I agree with you there. The poor Solo Caustic about to die in the blue trailer. They're taking so much damage though from that Caustic. I think Team Aimassist will now push them and finish up the game.
Yeah, I wonder, do they give up their great positioning and push this? But then they have the advantage right now, or will they stay put? They just keep doing more and more damage here. I think they're content letting the circle close in and close in. Not letting the other team heal up, and that's going to be all she wrote. Aimassist does it again. They win in game number 1. They win in game number 3, and they have kills to boot. So the controller squad continuing with a dominant performance here, as Aimassist is going to win 2 out of our 3 games. And you got to think that's going to position them in the first place spot.
Yeah, I love controller players, honestly. Back when I used to play competitive, both of my teammates, Tony and Durango, played controller. So love to see it. Love to see controller players, mouse and keyboard players all play in the same competitive scene.
Yeah, you and I both. I mean, it's the diversity. No matter what your input is, no matter how you like to play.
Sure.
It's good.
No doubt about it. You also have Rogue picking up those kills and then dying to the zone in 9th, so not too bad for them. Sentinels, you do a special on Peach. Next thing you know, he watches it, he gets pumped up, the team's fired up, the orcs send an email to the sponsors. It's a good time.
It is. I love it. Well, let's talk about overall standings, because I think this is definitely going to put a little change in our numbers here. And here we have it, ladies and gents. Aimassist, Smile coming in at number 2. Godsent bringing it in for number 3. And Aimassist and Smile, that is not a that's a very impressive small margin. 51-48. Could be anybody's game here. We've still got 2 more games to play. 2 more games to determine who's going to be number 1, who's going to be our top 3, who is going to be our top 10, and all the things that are afforded to it. Now I want to get straight into our highlights here, Tom, and talk me through exactly what we are seeing coming up on our screen, because the highlights from this game are nothing less of chaotic goodness.
It's gone well for you, especially after game 3. You look at the way that they perform today, and you look at the way they performed last time around. I mean, you could talk about value gained, and the fact that they weren't even in that top 10 or 20. I mean, this is such an incredible entrance and statement from Aimassist that it's almost impossible to talk really about anybody else as the main focus of this game. But of course, so many good teams, we never know as we land into World's Edge who will end up taking the priority in our vocal attention.
And there's been a lot of interesting things already happen in our first game on World's Edge. Even off the drop in our last game, we were really shocked to see what happened to Abralelli on TSM, and the fact that Liquid made that late decision, saw him land in solo to take that fight. But those sort of things are things that teams watch, right? They watch the tendencies of teams. They watch how they try and hit beacons on their own. They get a little bit greedy for that beacon, and Liquid took advantage of that.
And that greediness, you know, sometimes it's one way to look at it, and I think you're right in many regards. Sometimes it's just the fact that they think it's safe, and, you know, sometimes it's not. And I know I've kind of added this qualifier to all these statements, but these teams, more than we think, although it looks professional, it looks like everyone's doing things purposefully, sometimes there are chances that they are taking, and it is not just black and white. And risks end up being often rewarded, but oftentimes they are punished as well. And it doesn't look like it was a good decision when they are punished, but when they're rewarded, it feels like just normal, great, high-level pro play. So with a benefit of the doubt, with a grain of salt, these teams doing absolutely everything they can to stay competitive. But yeah, it's Aimassist to have really led the charge here. But 303, Phonyhead just trying to get out of dodge, because he seems to have already noticed there's some problems here, and Shiny's going to follow right along with him.
Yeah, a little bit of contention here around the dome area, and it looks a little bit of a tight squeeze here for expensive agents to try and get out. Not the greatest armor to speak of. They do have some pretty good guns in the back pocket, though. The wingman and the flatline going to be pretty useful for landing some long range and short range damage. But the thing is, when you get these contested fights off dropped, it just slows down your rotation so much. And even if you come out on top here, Evan, on this battle, it means that your rotation is going to be so much slower, and you're going to have a tough time for the rest of the game.
And someone could show up and third party this fight. I mean, we've seen Millions Gaming, they had that really strong game 1, and they were definitely somebody that we've been keeping an eye on. Haven't really kept up with that, because we do find them still in around 12th place right now, right behind silverfox and Sola fide and expensive agents who they are fighting. But 50-50 isn't good for either of these teams who are trying to get, obviously, ahead of themselves and where they are to continue staying in the top 10. And I think that's why we may see Millions Gaming with the advantage. If not now, look at this. Oh no, this is not good at all. It is Yeet Squad who looks to be going down. It's up to 6. They're trying to save it.
6 in a 1v1 here to save this battle. As you say, he's going to try and hit these wingman shots to finish it off. Can he do it though? does manage to get the finish, and 6, that is a huge play coming in from you. The last man alive for Yeet Squad, and he did everything in his power to make sure that they have a big game here in Game 4.
And it was E-Boy Ronnie who he ended up taking down. So, you know, a lot of early fighting here, and that's what we'll see in Games 4 as over on the other side, Saucer, he's just completing one of the Bloodhound trials, and this is what you will notice. Teams, not only in their spot, sometimes having that free reign because other teams are fighting getting more desperate, it's going to open up spots for people who are normally contested, or at least half contested, to be completely free, and some teams are going to be working with almost nothing after making it out of these fights in horrible spots. So this is where some of the RNG factor of this comes into play. Who's going to be able to take advantage of it? And so far, it's Complexity who find a kill and a knock on the TSM Imperial Hound.
Yeah, Hal going down in the battle means that Rex and Albrelelli are going to have to get out of dodge, and the only problem for them is Complexity are trying to hunt them down after getting that kill, but it looks like the good scout shots here from Albrelelli are going to slowly back them up, and now I'm looking at a third party coming in here on Complexity. It looks like they were trying to get out and dodge because they were aware of this particular situation. But good shots there from one of the Complexity players. He's going to slow down this third party here from Sola Fide. Unfortunately, look who Complexity have now run into. It's Smile. Everything is going down here.
And in many ways, because Reps and Albrelelli had that fight early on and they've committed to getting that banner, disengaging, and then basically just trying to reset, they're going to get out of this safely, at least right now. We'll have to wait and see if this calls more wolves, as, of course, they notify the entire lobby who's nearby that they are now rezzing over in survey camp, and you can see Albrelelli just trying to keep the high ground and keep poking around in case anybody is pressuring. It also means he can find himself rotating out of a fight if it does get too bad, and there it is. Hal gets up, and he gets right back down right away.
Yeah, Hal is going to be put on his hands and knees, and he's going to be crawling away. He is still alive and hasn't been finished off as well, so Albrelelli will be able to come in here and get that res. We had a little cheeky look at that beacon as well, as we see Albrelelli having to back out of that revive there. He was only a few moments away from being able to complete that one, but now he's going to be taken down, and not only him, that is the entirety, I believe, of TSM being taken out, and surprise, surprise, who was it? It was Rogue on their back, and Snipedown was the man who finished it off.
Rogue just is such a pain. There's a little bit of a rivalry going on between these two squads. As it's continuing to develop, there's more fuel for the fire there as we follow along with Lion and Panders, who are helping to get some assists on some of the fighting that had been happening along the way as well, and now rotating as the circle is constantly pressing. A bit of a way to go, and they're looking to chase and make the most of their time as they're looking to immediately, I think, try to find a little bit of solace, but also pick up anybody who might be straggling. And that's where rotating late, when you don't have resources, becomes a deadly dance, because there are other teams who may be rotating late, but have the resources who can really take advantage of those teams.
And we're going to see Chinny here trying to pop this Phoenix and stay alive. Should be pretty comfortable to get this one off, but the only problem for him is obviously Huge Gorilla has been taken down, and he's trying to crawl his way towards the zone. He isn't going to be taking too much damage, of course, just the first ring here on World's Edge, so they should be able to get a comfortable revive here and set their way towards where that circle is going to be ending. Of course, this is a team who don't look to have the benefit of the Pathfinder beacon being hit, even though they are running that Pathfinder. But as we did see, Evan, the circle seems to be going towards that survey camp area where TSM were desperately trying to rotate into early. And unfortunately for them, the fights that they come under, that's what I mean. That few seconds where they had to take those fights and back down, get that res, can be completely and utterly game-changing.
Yeah, and in these moments where you're not only wasting little minutes like that, what you're doing is, as TSM, setting an example for so long for Aircraft for what it's worth. And I think when you look at early rotations, they are definitely the premier team that comes to mind. But you see Rogue, they beat him there. And that's the issue there. Rogue already fenced up and ready to go and hold that zone, so Hal really did not have a chance of really getting dropped down. And that, to me, has been the difference. Not only has TSM been so good for so long, but they've been punished sometimes by some of the things other teams are doing to them that they really, I think, were pioneering in many ways and being so successful at. So it's going to be an interesting thing to keep track of. Still another game to go, and still plenty of this game left, but definitely not a great start.
See, most of the teams have now postured their way into a position, not only within that first ring, but of course the second ring as well. And it looks like TSM actually weren't eliminated. Reps was the last player alive, so excuse me for misspeaking. He's managed to get Arbolelli back into the game as well, so back up to 2-man team here, TSM, and with a pretty good position within the circle as well. And you wouldn't put it past a team like them to be able to pull off something miraculous as we jump on board with LTP here, just holding down the tunnel choke between them and, of course, the teams who have managed to rotate in a little bit quicker. Just checking their backs there to make sure no one was rotating in early, because as we know, information is king on Apex Legends, and the last thing you want to do is have a team rotating in late behind you.
And expensive agents, they're rotating behind everybody. I mean, these guys have lived more time during this game outside of the ring than in it at this point, continuing on their journey, which feels, you know, very, very arduous at this point. But Aimassist, here you go. Gentrifying, Resulta, Designful, they have been phenomenal today, and they find themselves 11 points ahead of the lobby. Not too far behind them, though, is Smile. And, of course, Godsent 9 points behind Smile. So a 20-point difference between Godsent and Aimassist right now, which shows you Smile's really a team to keep track of because one of the only ones that could catch them here.
Shots being exchanged between the two teams, NRG and Aimassist, and it looks like Aimassist have decided that is not a fight that they want to take, and that's a pretty smart decision going up against a team like NRG and that raw slaying ability that they do have. And it looks like they're just going to wait here and maybe see if NRG are going to try and rotate in behind them and catch them off guard. But 37 seconds left on this circle as it cuts down to just around 30 or so. Godsent now. Good performance from them in our previous game, once again making a statement for the teams that maybe haven't been talked enough about so far in the ALGS with their performance so far today. Then up on the back of Survey Camp on this high ground, a nice position to be with, and some nice weaponry to work with as well, with the gold longbow in hand.
That's absolutely one of the best weapons you can have from range at this point. And IRP, he knows it. Kubsky Human just holding down. And this is a different way to approach Survey Camp because obviously you've kind of lost the buildings. There's so many teams corralled into that area as of now, and the goal is going to be how can we find pressure and poke and also stay alive. With this high ground, they don't have to be exposed to people shooting above them and below onto them, which is almost a death sentence in Survey Camp if you don't have that building. So this is really the most tactical and I think safest approach. They do have to clear this team out on the backside though as well, and they've got to be careful of rotations coming in from tunnel. So if they can keep this up, still a lot to be gained and still a lot of things that can happen because those building teams actually end up kind of fighting each other as that circle ends up rotating and they realize their building is not in the zone. So they could kind of maybe stay on the edge and stay out of harm's way for a little bit longer than maybe some expect.
I like what Aimassist are doing there in the tunnel as well. They're just waiting for that ring to close before they make their next move, making sure no one is flanking behind their back and making sure they can just concentrate on everything that's going on in front of them around Survey Camp as Rocket gets back down here. You can see just 3 damage points away from leveling up that Evo shield as well with Smile, Team Smile. Our team who are currently sat in second place are currently sat on some impressive high ground here, and the interesting thing for me is the team that they're looking across at is the team who are in first place, and that is, of course, Aimassist. So if these two teams engage, this could be huge for the context of not only this game, but the entire tournament itself.
And hugging that, you know, rock right behind them is NRG, and the ability for, you know, Aimassist to kind of move down, NRG to have the opportunity to kind of have taken their spot and forced them away. There's a ton of really important fights that could end up going because NRG is still 18 points to their lobby. It's not enough to really get in the conversation of first place now, but with 2 games left, a big game here and then a big game 5 could definitely put them in the conversation of first, second, or third, which is that big qualification these teams are going for.
Let's go this way.
The Smile set up here, you can see overlooking Epicenter, waiting for that next pull, and I'll get that information in around 1 minute and 20 seconds. But speaking of Smile, they've got some decisions to make in this next few moments, so we're going to jump into the comms here and see what the comms are like in our second place team.
I'm not picking no scouts or triple
Pretty sure
scouting
that's
this.
Noko Zach. Pretty sure.
Or
Bruh. Is that kid shooting at you or me?
He's shooting, I don't know.
Like, the bullets are whizzing by me like...
Yeah, I made him rotate. They're rotating down.
Perfect, we want that.
Let's go.
120 on that kid!
Really?
Yeah, but totally too.
You think I hit him 120 from here?
I don't know. I was about to say.
I can't control the Havoc. It's too much. Drop they portaled and they took it. Where are they? In a trailer? I think they took a trailer. They had to have.
People just middle epi.
They took it back?
Yeah, he took it back and he was blood back there. They bubbled in there.
There's no resin. Keep watching behind you.
But what the KP is gonna be like this circle.
Hope no one has a crib.
18 squadrons.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Damn, we should have scrims like this. Images.
I'm just vibing up here, bro.
Huge Gorilla 47 is down. The competition is taken out.
Taking one of them.
Team Smile are vibing. That you heard it from the horse's mouth itself. They're in a lovely position here at the back of Epicenter and just kind of watching everything unfold in front of their eyes.
And a little bit of a dig there, you know. Expensive agents, they went on that expensive journey. It's like there and back again, a Hobbit story with how far they were traveling from tree in the zone. And then each gorilla goes down. He says, all right, the competition's gone now. I'm not sure if he really meant that. But we'll have to say, valiant effort from Huge Gorillas as they are the 18th squad. That will be their position here. Excuse me, from Expensive Agents and Huge Gorilla. But Smile, talking about them and the Havoc, he's run out of bullets, and he's also mentioned, you know, how difficult it can be to control this thing. The recoil was adjusted this last part of the season, and we've definitely seen a reduction in the use of Havoc from that competitive kind of notch on set. So it seems like some dials have been turned that definitely made it less reliable and a little bit more of you have to really commit to it if you want to out.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it, and tell you what still has a kick to it and always has is, of course, the Kraber and its team who manages to drop Gentrifying there with a beautiful headshot to take him down. Over to Ishiny Muffins and, of course, Protect Forwards. They sweep into this team trying to rotate in on them, and the Alternator is what is going to get the damage done. The Hemlock Alternator, maybe not something you'd expect to see at this stage of the game, but with 15 squads remaining, there's not a lot of loot to be shared around either.
No, but we just, a Hemlock Alternator take them down. I mean, I don't think we've ever uttered that statement in the past month and a half on set. Maybe not ever in Apex Legends competitive, but you must make the best with what you've been given. And Gentrifying again goes into the void, and he realizes that this may be the end for Aimassist, or at least as he's known it, as he's now just by himself. Banners need to be recovered for Designful and Resulta. And he is already getting peppered there. He's got no way to get out. 15 seconds left as the cooldown did get reduced this last patch, as well as the Into the Void was adjusted to 25 seconds, which makes this a little bit more hopeful, but still a very bad spot, and that should be it. Aimassist will go down, courtesy of the Nocturnal.
And that's our first place team, remember, so they are out of the equation, and if you're one of the teams in the chasing pack, that is great news for you, as we see Sweet hitting a beautiful Kraber shot himself, but team returns one from downtown and knocks him, unfortunately, 14. It means that it won't be the down, it won't be the KP going to him, as Rogue managed to get their man back into this game, but that was just a little Kraber tennis there. Shots being exchanged across the net.
The volley definitely went back and forth, you could say it, and I think with that kind of showcase, if he doesn't have a Phoenix kit, which he may at this point in time, there's so many resources being wasted from those Kraber shots. It's not just about the downs or the finishes, it's about you're taking 150, potentially 200 plus damage and shielding required to get back to full if you get hit by this, and it's just putting teams as they rotate in these smaller circles into worse and worse spots, and that is what they're trying to do. Unfortunately, we are seeing Sentinels pressured as well. If you are a Sentinels fan, and Peach looks to be going down fighting as valiantly as he can. He knocks one, and it is going to be up to Synox if he can make something good out of this, but he's going to go into the void and just try to avoid any incoming damage and survive to fight another day.
Lobby's certainly heating up now as we're down to our final 10 squads, and Sweet has hit another Kraber shot to finally take out Senok. So I do believe that that is Sentinels out of the game. And Sola Fide are the team, having just won that team fight, who have found a little position here, but they are on the fast side of this circle. So they're going to have to be very, very careful, and they're going to have to traverse some open ground. And first of all, they're going to have to take on Rogue here, who are out 4 blood. They push it aggressively. Sweet hits some nice R9 shots, manages to stay alive. Can he get the armor swap off as well? Yes, he can. And this is just an aggressive, almost relentless push coming in here from Rogue. They wiped Sola Fide, and they made that push look easy.
It's tactical. They know that they just took a fight. They know they're healing up at this moment. Rogue is a team not just mechanically gifted, but extremely intelligent with a high level of game sense, and they know that this is the time that they could push. He didn't try to heal. He knew the bodies that they had been fighting hadn't been looted, and he could armor swap off of it, and he just made it so efficient. Sweet does take a risk going in first and getting almost 150 damage on him right off the top. And only one mini here with the arc servers are going to actually get Nocturnal, and Nathan is going to get Casper. I'm not sure if that was a full knock on the Liquid, and it seems like, no, he's still alive, but oh my goodness, things might have just gone in Mini's favor right there.
And I mean, let's put this in context. Smile are a second place team here. So all of these KP, all these little knocks that this solo player can get are going to be huge, but unfortunately every time we are away from Sweet's POV, he hits massive Kraber shots, and that is going to be another one to put into the collection. We need to stay on this man's POV because he is ripping faces right now.
I mean, until those 4 Kraber shots are done with, I wouldn't change at all. Look at that R99 as well, and that's doing the damage. Liquid get up there, and they fall just as quickly, and that is them going down. And you can see the big Kolak wanted down, and he's got to finish this off. You know it is going to happen, and that's just Casper falling thanks to Snipe Down, and of course, sweet Kraber shots as he continues to rain havoc on this lobby. 3 squads remaining as well as Brazucas look to fall on set.
Surely, this is Rogue's game. They have the high ground. They have the Kraber in the hands of a man who is the hot hand in this game number 4 as well. Sweet is destroying anyone who dares to point their gun towards him when he's got that Kraber in his hands. TSM, one of the teams, still involved as well. NRG going to be taken down. Dropped has managed to pick one up though, so this is a case of no full teams apart from Rogue being left in this lobby. Surely Rogue can close this one out.
NRG coming in with 18 points, but finding themselves at about 8. Have so much to gain, and it's now Borelli who takes down Drop. This is actually huge, and Sweet misses the Kraber shot, but this could be very big potential for TSM to maybe turn it around on set. They were floundering early on. They made a lot out of nothing, and could this be a potential comeback?
1 shot left in the Kraber here for Sweet. He has the opportunity to make something huge happen. Nathan is going to take down Drop to get the finish on that as well, so it's TSM, NRG, and Rogue. It's a 2v2v2 situation, I believe. Didn't quite catch how many NRG players were left up on the battlefield, but as I say, the Kraber is still in the hands of Sweet. 1 big shot from him could completely change how this game ends.
And this high ground is so valuable as well, Mark. There's really no way to get around it except you have to expose yourself. And up top, Sweet has the Kraber. So if you do that, you're essentially signing your death sentence there. Rogue, like you mentioned, I think still their game to lose. But as you can see, NRG and TSM potentially forced to fight here. 1 on the low ground, 1 inside. Only 20 heavy bullets on the flat line, I believe, for reps. And so this is going to be a battle of attrition, but it's also going to be a battle of just hard work here. These teams are going to have to earn it, and you can see NRG does have 3 members on that low ground.
So TSM hit trapped in this building. You can see they don't really have an escape point without having to take some zone damage themselves. I think they're hoping and praying that NRG are going to be taken down by Rogue, and then they can sweep in and try and do some damage themselves. R9 shots here.
Let's go this way.
From Sweet are doing that damage, but everyone here is pretty safe for now. The only thing that really could change this as far as initiating a push is that Kraber shot. As we see Snipe Down now actually dropping down to the low ground here, maybe trying to get a little bit of a different angle working with his teammate. This is one of those plays that could be absolutely huge, or it could backfire and leave Sweet on his own.
As we've seen, TSM, again, without limited resources and now trapped. They have to take damage. They don't have a Wraith portal to get out of that one safely. And underneath them is a full squad, NRG, with Evo shields, level 4 purple. They have the ability to outlast anybody in this fight, but on the high ground, Sweet, with that Kraber, there's so many different elements, each team with a distinct advantage, but in an opposite area of their opponents. And it all comes down to the next 45 seconds, and who takes the first shot.
So this is the calm before the storm. I don't think we're going to see anyone make a big move yet until we are seeing them forced to do so as that zone closes. Nathan's going to be setting up that portal. You can see there is a player in front of him. That is going to be sniped down, but goes back through to recover himself to that safe point with alongside his teammates. And you see the frag grenade in the hands of Sweet as well, but I still feel like this Kraber shot is one that, if it's hit, it's going to ring up. Cross King's Curling as he takes down Rocker.
That's huge. Only 8 seconds left. There's not much he can do. And this better stop. No, I don't think they have. Oh my god, that's going to hit. They don't have a generator down there. And so that grenade is going to put them in a world of trouble. NRG, we're winning on one category, members and shielding. Now, it seems like they've lost both, and it's now Rouge to pick them up and continue with the R99.
Aurelli took the high ground there, and I just wonder if Rouge have got enough in the tank to hold this one out. Snipe down with the Prowler, does the damage, but there's still someone alive, and it's going to be NRG, who come off of the low ground at the last second to make the most of the opportunity that was presented in front of them. What an end game that was, Evan. Unbelievable stuff from all of the teams involved.
Poggers, as Girl has been saying after she's been finishing her cast, which I've appreciated. Pog champ. What an ending to that game.
Coming in with fifth with only 3 kills, but overall that's what you expect again from the Rogues, from the TSMs, from the NRGs. But if you're just joining us, this hasn't been their day. Either one of these teams. It's been all about Aimassist, Godsent, some of these other guys. So I'm curious to see if that's enough points for NRG really to get into position now to possibly do something. It definitely puts Rogue up there and NRG. So Godsent falling behind a little bit, Sentinels falling behind, but you could see all these teams within the 30-point area, definitely in striking distance, and could potentially take over Aimassist for that #1 spot if they have a botched game here.
Absolutely, and of course, this next game is for all the marbles. We are coming into that Game 5, that elusive Game 5, that's going to tell us who is going to, in fact, be #1. And to your point, Aimassist and Smile, they've been sitting pretty these last couple of games. But the truth is, we don't have a whole bunch of points that separate 1 from 2 from 3. And NRG, I'm sure, especially coming off this win, off of the Game 4 win with that momentum, is looking at that, even that top 3 spot going, well, I really want the money, I really want the prize pool, I really want to find those points, and I really want to make it into our next super regional. More importantly, our next finals, our playoffs, I should say, that'll happen in September. That elusive top 3 is something that a lot of players and teams are definitely going for.
When you look at Game 5 and how it's coming down, if you're, Aimassist or Rogue, and this thing ends over towards Thermal, or if it ends over towards Mirage, that's where both of these teams drop. They're very close to one another, so they could end up screwing over one of these guys' rotations, or they could just meet.
As we speak, I am so excited. You hit the nail on the head, Girl. 2 storylines in this one to keep an eye out for. One is the story for top 3, because top 3 qualifies for the playoffs. We have Aimassist in first with 53 points, Smile with 47 points, Rogue with 42, and NRG with 37. So NRG currently 16 points behind. They're going to have a miraculous Game 5 to end up in first. However, there's also the storyline for top 10, because top 10 qualifies for the finals of our next summer circuit tournament. TSM, Complexity, and Sola Fide with 17, 16, and 19 points respectively. So those are the 2 key storylines. We're dropping into World's Edge. Sorting Factory is a hot spot, so we're going to get some great loot. If you're a Sentinels fan, you're excited to see that. Sentinels currently sitting in 6th place. I believe they're the ones that are dropping over in Sorting Factory.
Yeah, no one was able to make it a thermal station or tree, so I'd like to see the zone end that way. But we'll find out here shortly.
In the words of Smile, Huge Gorilla 47, the fiercest of competition is now eliminated from this game, or at least knocked from this game. Now eliminated from this game, courtesy of a finisher coming through from Zach Mazer of the silverfox squad, currently sitting in 17th place. Meanwhile, Yeet Squad, our winners from our last tournament, in 20th place, 26 points. Not the best showing for them is now. Take a look at this, courtesy of Pathfinder. Thank you, Pathfinder. We will be seeing a southeast leaning ring. So if you're a TSM fan, rotations are going to have to come through quickly. And of course, right now, MSG currently in a very, very good spot. That is millions coming from South America.
Yeah, they hit the beacon pretty early. They have the best side of the zone. They'll be able to pick whatever spot they want, basically, in this next zone. And here we see silverfox fighting again.
Yeah, yet another fight. They've already gotten a few kills, at least 1 kill early on. Meanwhile, it's going to be Noko. No Coco Puff, one of our top streamers in the community, gets taken out early. Zach Mazer comes to try and keep him alive. He's going to down one. It's going to be Ishiny getting taken out. 303 Phonyhead is the one who downed Noko, and I believe got the kill on Noko. 1 versus 1, Noct doing everything he can with some good shots coming through. And just like that, it is going to be Zach Mazer last alive, going for the revive. Interesting decision here as he has some pressure on him. Shot through, and that should be it. Can he connect for the last shot? Yes, he does.
Wow.
Well done by Zach Mazer and co. The revives will come through, and silverfox with 3 points. That's going to put them within 15 points in 12th place. But another team's going to come through. It's going to be Millions as they hear the fight. They want the third party, and they're going to get it. That's going to be a team wipe coming through for Millions. So just like that, from a solid showing to eliminated from the game, I believe, is silverfox.
Yeah, unfortunately for silverfox, they landed dome. They had a very fast rotation to third party that fight, and they ended up picking up those 3 kills.
Well played by Millions, though, to recognize a third-party opportunity. We're way behind with only 11 points in 16th place. We got to get some kills, but now they are also taking some damage. It's going to be from Yeet Squad, another team that's kind of playing with nothing to lose here, as they recognize they're way behind as well. So Millions with a nice third party, and then a third party comes on top of that third party, and it looks like Millions is going to try and back out to see if he can save his team.
Risk versus reward here. They went and got those 3 kills, and then they got pushed themselves. So it's really tough. You always got to be aware of those third parties. Yeah, you've got to be conscious. You can't have everyone looting at the same time. You need someone scouting, and unfortunately for them, they have 2 downed. But their Pathfinder lives another day.
Indeed he did. Meanwhile, it looks like it was, I think, LTP, who is in 8th place. They're kind of vying for a top 10 finish, who decided, again, to go for a third party over Yeet Squad in that situation. So, all members of Yeet Squad alive. It looks like Tech's going to get taken out. So does Wolf, originally, of that Million Squad, who got down early on. And just like that, 6, Nice Wig and Co. getting some KP to their name.
Back with Wraith 1, Trey.
Yeah, when they're playing the trials over here, trying to get some early loot. Keep in mind, they are incredibly far away from the second and third ring locations, but look at the loot they're going to get. I think that's worth it to maybe have a delayed rotation if it means getting all the loot in the world over at the trials. So smart decision from them. They're all going to leave with gold backpacks, with purple armor. They are probably one of the best looted teams in the game right now. They could take any fight that they want, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a great thing about running Gibraltar is that you are fine running the edge of circle. You're completely fine. You can loot extra and find your own ways to get into the zone.
Yeah, it's a great call out. One of the nice things about having different team comps, we talk about it not often enough, I don't think. For any aspiring Apex players at home, if your team likes to play edge circles, likes to play for edge fights, you should probably be running Gibraltar, because you're going to have your dome for artificial cover. It's going to help you on rotations. If you prefer to play for late game, early rotations, definitely be running Pathfinder so you can have that beacon knowledge. Understand what the late game circle is going to be. Now, of course, with the addition of Bloodhound kind of being in meta, if you like to play aggressive, you could play Bloodhound. If you like to play for recon, you could play crypto. I mean, there's so many different play styles now, so many really opportunistic and possible team comps, which is great to see.
Here we're watching Rogue, one of our top 4 teams right now. They're in a pretty decent spot. They have pretty decent gear. It looks like they're trying to take the bottom half, the edge of the zone. We'll see. They're probably going to hit that beacon once the zone comes in. They're going to hit it again and then probably get a better rotation in after that.
Yeah, that would be wise to figure out the next ring. After this one, of course, once the ring collapses, they can do exactly that. Just drop these playing Pathfinder. They're going to go over towards Dome side, like I said, for that beacon. As now, Complexity, a team as mentioned, second storyline here, a team playing for top 10. Right next to Complexity, right next to Sola fide. It's going to be Reptar putting in great shots with that Mastiff. However, his teammate Monsoon is going to go down. It's going to be the hands of Frexes. So huge kills for NRG. If you're an NRG fan, you're on top of the world right now. Reptar in a pretty bad spot. He's going to get tagged up quite a bit. Next for an 80 damage Mastiff shot. It is all up to Lou. As Lou now going to get at least 1 kill, reigning on the parade of NRG. Let's see if he can get another.
Lou opening up that door when he didn't have armor was actually so intelligent. He had the hammer points, he got a free kill, but he wasn't able to heal in time before he got downed there at the end by NRG Frex, getting all of the kills and are able to maybe recover or get third party.
Oh my gosh, unfortunate for NRG. It's going to be Team Liquid, who usually drops over in train yards. They were in the area, they were in the vicinity, they heard the damage, and they collected themselves 2 more kills. That's going to be it for NRG, which is tragic, given that they were in 4th place. They were one of our teams kind of fighting for the top 3 fringe. Keep in mind, one of the teams that have not placed top 3 yet, have not earned a qualifying spot yet, unlike Rogue, who has. And Rogue now also in a pretty rough spot here.
I don't think... oh, looks like Sweet is going for the portal out on his teammate. This is risky, but it'll be so worth it if he gets this off.
It looks like he does. He's going to go back in the portal there. Not sure if that was a mistake or not. And that might cost him. He's going to get tagged up quite a bit. We'll see if he gets chased here. He's going to get chased. Well played right there by the opposing team. And just like that, Rogue is also out of this one. So we got NRG. We have Rogue, both eliminated. Meanwhile, guess who it was to the hands of Aimassist. You talked about controlling your own fate if you're Rogue or NRG. Well, Aimassist says, you know, we're going to control our own fate. We're going to take care of the number 3 team. Aimassist doing a great job so far.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job. Personally, I think maybe he should have just tried riding it out, tried securing those placement points, and going for like a rat placement at the end. But he decided, no, I want my team. I want to get this win. I want to do everything I can possibly do to get this win. He almost got it off, but unfortunately he was not able to.
No man left behind was clearly the mentality there, but unfortunately did not work out here in Apex or in that situation, as Rogue did get eliminated. Meanwhile, we do have Smile and we have Aimassist, both alive in this one. Aimassist with a pair of kills already, maybe even 3. Smile with none from what I'm seeing so far. We'll see. And guess what? They're both going to spot each other, so this could be a crucial fight in the grand scheme of things, as Aimassist and Smile both under some duress. More teams can enter the fray.
They're putting off a lot of damage with those thermites. Resulta was able to get that Phoenix kit off, and Gentrifying is about to get his Phoenix off as well. But will they be able to get out? Their dome is about to fall down here shortly.
Yeah, the Phoenix kit will be popped. This is almost like a 4-team fight in 4 different areas of the ring here. As you see, it's like WWE style. Gentrifying trying to get some shots in if he can. Tag team fights ensuing. Good damage being put through. Have to be careful because more third parties could result. Mindful's going to down 1 in Petty Boss. That's going to be a nice kill picked up on Petty Boss of Smile. You better believe they're calling that out right now as they're recognizing, hey, this is Smile. This is the team we're up against. A great pick on Petty Boss to start things off.
That was a lot of great damage by Gentrifying right there, pushing them off and them securing the kill.
Meanwhile, Brazucas team from Brazil is another team in the fray and in the fight right now. They could rain on the parades of Aimassist and Smile if they can clutch up here. They are all full alive. Meanwhile, Smile is going to lose 1. They're going to lose Petty Boss. It's going to be only 1 Mini and Unin, the last 2 alive for this squad.
I don't believe there's any res beacons close to this place, so they might just play it off as a 2-man team for the rest of the game.
Yeah, which might be the wise thing to do. Unfortunate, but wise thing to do. It's crazy enough. Take a look at the top left of top right of your screen. 14 squads remain, and round 2 isn't even completed yet. That is absolutely insane for a game of competitive Apex. So such fast-paced plays. A lot of these teams are kind of recognizing, hey, we got nothing to lose. We got to play with aggression.
They're still in that battle. They've never really quite finished it. Couple teams around Team Aimassist, and they're just going to have to hold their ground, try and push through it. The zone's pulling in 10 seconds. We'll get to see the next zone and where they're going to have to rotate.
Exactly right. It's currently still kind of lurking, still peeking, and you get about 60 damage points in right there is Brazucas team. Not sure if they're going to want to play off of that. They're probably just going to continue to post up and chill. 2 minutes left in this circle. They're all going to have to rotate. So this fight has to come to an end, or in the form of a team getting a kill or a team rotating early. We'll see what they decide to do here.
Team Brazucas is getting a lot of good damage off. He has an Evo shield on that Watson. He's 70 away from purple armor. They've got a good spot. They've got a good stun. They've got a lot of good damage. But unfortunately, they're taking way too much damage, and 2 of them go down. And that marks the end for Brazucas.
Exactly right. And it's going to be to the hands once again of Aimassist, a team that is in first. They could easily say, let's just play for placement. Let's just survive. We're up by 6 points. We have this. We just have to play not to lose, not necessarily to win. Guess what? They're playing to win. They're playing with aggression. They're continuing with their aggressive, in-your-face style of play. And if you're a fan of fast-paced gameplay, I'm telling you, you gotta be a fan of this Aimassist squad. By the way, if you're a controller player, you better support your boys right now. Aimassist holding down for controller players worldwide with a great showing right now. Speaking of controller players, Pride and Metro controller players for the Sola Fide squad, they're currently in a fight over in Sorting Factory. Might be against Sentinels. I know Sentinels typically drops there and was there earlier.
And Sola Fide's been a pretty strong team in most of these tournaments, and they're still in the top 10. So they could pull off maybe top 5, maybe top 4 even if they get enough kills and a win here.
Yeah, they got to go absolutely huge. I'm honestly of the mentality. Yes, top 10 is nice. Qualifying is great for the next series. It shows some consistency. It's a nice kind of achievement or accolade. I like the practice, personally. Yes, scrims are great, but not everyone treats scrims as tournament time. And by getting to play all through Saturday, by having to qualify, when we saw with Nasky, Strafe, and Dell, we've seen it now with Aimassist. I believe Aimassist is a team, yeah, they are. They actually had to qualify their way through. You get great practice all day on Saturday, so I'm almost of the liking of, and the proof is in the pudding, right? With Nasky, Strafe, and Dell are winning EU, and Aimassist looking primed and poised to potentially win here in game number 5. That extra practice could pay off.
Also, when you come into these tournaments, you are potentially playing with different players than you are when you're scrimming, right? So you encounter a lot of new things, and it's kind of about adaptation at this point. If someone's taking your spot, if you're getting contested, if your rotation's cut off. So a lot of adaptation in these tournaments.
Yeah, that's a great call out. And playing on Saturday means you get to kind of see what some of the teams are doing early on. At least 7 other of the teams that had not qualified just yet. So interestingly enough, it at least so far has proven to be helpful as Aimassist and Nasky, Strafe, and Dell have been looking good. Meanwhile, Anime Girls Uwu, 2 members alive. Again, I feel more and more ridiculous the more I say their name. Big fight going down over here though, as the last member of this squad is forced to rat it out and survive. I think it's going to be to the hands of Sola Fide. Guess what? It's Sentinels that is currently spotting Sola Fide. Let's go ahead and jump into a team listening with Sentinels to hear how it's going to break down.
Wrap around here, or is that a throw?
I don't even know.
No, I can't. That's zone 4. We have to just fight cave. We literally have to just go fight cave. Unless we play for like this little hill, but there's 2 teams behind us. How do you want to do this? Like...
I don't know. Seems portaling towards us, I think. Yeah, he saw us. He's just going there.
We have to kill them. We literally just have to. There's nothing else. We need to pressure these teams and fighting.
Yeah, we need to kill these teams.
We need to get.
I got 1 HP. I'm healing.
Is that yours?
Yeah, it's mine.
Stay back. Don't fucking walk up too far.
I'm reloading. They have a gen down.
I didn't get hit. I didn't hit anyone.
Are they hard fighting? I can't. Like, what are they doing?
No, they're not. They're just AFKing edge, griefing each other.
I broke gen. Throw nades if you can.
I don't have any. Angles on me.
Bro, who is this team across the map? I need heals.
I have 8 cells.
Yeah, I have 1 cell.
Batting.
I'm not the only one. They're fighting. Okay,
Yeah,
no, we need to go. We need to. Go.
Yeah, go.
SF just mob.
Finish. One of them died though. Go.
They're resing now. Watson broken. I'm broken.
Gas ulting behind them.
Stalling.
I'm gonna try to get the full kill. Got the full kill?
They're just running away.
We need to fight for cave entrance now. We need to fight for cave entrance.
Got him.
Try to get those guys again.
Yeah, I got him.
I'll go back for you, Peach. Gold helmet here. Grab all this shit. We need all this.
I need heals if you guys get any. I'm gonna start moving up. We have like not a lot of time here.
Okay, coming. I'm gonna like pour this up or some shit. We're gonna have to fucking like get just caustic barrel the entrance or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get the crust.
Make sure they can't get out.
Yeah, I'm coming.
They're holding us already. Do we have anything like to fucking... I'm gonna pour from this crate to like the side or some shit.
Nading.
Oh, we're getting shot on the side too. This is bad.
Just come left. Oh, track 3! What the fuck? Right. Come here.
Go.
Break fences. You need to break fences as well.
I'm a little late.
There's teams beside us, bro.
Oh my god, man. I'm safe on me. Yeah, we're safe.
Yeah, we got our
He's over here.
Remember, we might want to also push up here.
Behind you, turn.
Free kills. Farm.
You need to get barrels on the entrance.
Oh no. I'm molly.
there you have some good insights into the Mind System Pro players and how they plan their rotations. Meanwhile, Sentinels now in a very, very difficult position. It looks like they're fighting at least one or two teams. They're going to have to force that fight and then make their way through a choke point rotation if they want to survive. However, on the flip side, Designful, Aimassist continuing where they're leaving off by taking out the McCarthy brothers. It's Shiny and Muffins as a great showing from them continues. Aimassist, T-Squared called it. It is a phenomenal game number 5 coming from this Aimassist squad.
I love the idea of Pathfinder playing aggressive. He kind of takes the role over Wraith nowadays because Wraith's Q isn't automatically. But Pathfinder could just go take a new angle and then Q out.
Yeah, that's a great point. You can use the Q instantly, and you can easily kind of get your way out of harm's way. Whereas, the Wraith is no longer able to be used as kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card for taking fights, doing some damage, and then dipping out. It's a great call-out. Pathfinder kind of filling that role, filling that placement, kind of filling a new purpose almost, especially with some of his changes as of late. Well, looks like 3 teams currently in a standoff here in the form of a triangle. 6 squads remain in this one. Look at that, 7 kills for Designful. What a performance coming through for Aimassist, and it's not done yet. But guess what? TSM still alive in this one. I'm excited to see how this one plays out.
Some community favorites here. They're making it. They're actually very, very close to the end zone. They're holding their ground really well. They were a little bit low. They are low on resources as well, as Hal only has 1 cell left, so they're going to have to make a play. They're going to have to try and get some kills so they can block those armor slots, but he turns into 1 HP. Reps is full HP. Will he be able to pull them off on his own?
We all up to Hal now as the last member alive. He was able to back out and reset, somehow get his health back, but guess what? The storm is closing into his right. Looks like he actually is in circle, so he's in a good position now. Just going to have to wrap this out as long as he can. Unfortunate situation for TSM. Meanwhile, you see Niceweek still alive on screen. We have Yeet Squad, we have Aimassist and TSM actually all alive. Alvarelli gets taken out. The house should still be in this one. What a finish we see here with 5 squads remaining.
Has Smile gotten eliminated?
That's a good question.
I believe so. I don't see them anywhere in the kill feed, so I think this is all on Aimassist right now. This is Aimassist's win.
I think it should be 2 squads remain. It's going to be Aimassist. And Imperial Hal gets taken out. And that's going to be it. Aimassist does it again. That is 3 games that they are the champions of. A phenomenal, near-perfect showing for this Aimassist squad. My hat goes off to them as they are undoubtedly...
I did not know they got 17 kills, Tom. Holy cow.
Yeah, another 17 kill performance, exactly what they had in the first game. 29 bomb. When you combine those two, that's enough to probably just even secure you into the top 3 already with, what, 58 points right there? So that's just phenomenal from these guys. Just ridiculous work across the board. And when you get so many kills, again, you can't forget that you're depleting everybody else's points by getting so many. So you look and you say, oh, Team Liquid, 2nd place. Well, they only got 2 freaking kills. That's not that many points. That's not even as many points as Aimassist had just in kills alone. So, again, they were playing chess. Everyone else was playing checkers. They put themselves in great positions, and they worked together extremely well. Today was just their day.
Today was indeed. Let's take a look at that overall standings, because that Game 5, well, it just helped bolster exactly what you were talking about, which is the Aimassist. Holy cow! I'm sorry to yell in everybody's ear, but good grief! That is a point differential between 1 and 2. And of course, 3 here coming in with Rouge. And remember, our top 3 teams, Tom, they're going home with money today. They are definitely making sure they've made their way into our playoff in September with a 5. And of course, some solid point totals for our overall league leaderboards. Anybody else on this overall points that snips out to you there, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising to me that Energy did so well when we were seeing them fall short in a couple of games and get unlucky. So they had a couple of games where they really started to get a lot of points, but almost doubling everybody's points in the lobby is Aimassist. That's just ridiculous. As we were saying, they could just take 2 of their games out of the 5, and it would have been enough for them to win. That's how fantastic they played throughout the day. That's phenomenal gameplay coming from them, but I'm really proud of all the teams here just for making it this far. Let's start there, that this is as stacked lobby as you're gonna get. These are the best teams in North America. So even getting to this point, you gotta really give kudos to all these guys.
100%.